Hello, my name is Hyun-Sung Lee. I'm in charge of CTO in DoingNet. DoingNet provides food range solution. Food range solution can recognize multiple food in one shot. If we use our food range solution, you can make your own UI very easily. During the hackathon, you can use our food range solution for free. So I hope many participants attend this hackathon. Thank you.
Welcome to Appetizer Hackathon. My name is Haeyeon, CEO of Tend2Play. Tend2Play has behavioral economics AI technology, which segment players by play styles and recommend not only in-app purchase items, but also personalized game strategies and content. With Tend2Play API, you can gather players' in-game behavior and you will get the results of which persona the player has. While Tend2Play originally provides personalized offer based on the player's persona, please do not be limited to personalized offer. You can find numerous ways to fully use the behavioral economics AI technology and player persona results during the hackathon. Good luck on the hackathon.
Hi, I'm Neil from Venice Ventures. Have you tried to make a video? It's not an easy task for sure. So we are here aiming to simplify the process of making video. You can simply make a video based on some text and edit videos without any professional tools with our SG APIs. I really wonder how you use our APIs. Good luck.
Hello everyone, I'm Iris, Operations Manager of GiftPack. GiftPack provides AI-powered corporate gifting services that digitalizes your corporate gifting behaviors. We all know that gifting is super hard. It takes a lot of time and cost to pick, order, and ship gifts. But with our open API, you can integrate GiftPack with your own CRM or HR system or other applications. And you can finish the gifting process at just one click. We're here to change the way people do gifting. If you want to gift something, click on GiftPack. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Celine Lee. I'm a product manager at StepPay. StepPay is a recurring billing and subscription management platform. Our business areas can be explained in 3 parts. First, subscription payment. We help businesses automate subscriptions and recurring billing processes. Second, payment integration service. We provide APIs so you can easily accept online payments on your website. Lastly, e-commerce solution. Merchants can start selling in minutes on their website, blog, or social media with a single code. Focus on your business and let StepPay handle everything for you.
Hi, I'm Sang-min from WeSign. It is my pleasure to introduce our electronic signature service, WeSign. We're trying to introduce WeSign to Southeast Asian countries recently and are happy to provide you any support for you to connect, integrate, and implement our electronic signature features with a third-party solutions such as CRM, ERP, Groupware, and so on using WeSign API. And if you sign up throughout the hackathon period, you will get 1 year free use coupon. So visit sg.wesign.com now and join us. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Tony, co-founder and CEO of StepUp. And welcome to the very first Appetizer Hackathon, where you'll be getting access to multiple APIs at once to test and grow your development skills. Especially with the StepUp sticker API, you can get access to over 150,000 stickers created by 5,000 artists around the world. Try adding the stickers on chats, comments, or profile features, and see how users engage with it. I hope to see you all at the event, and until then, take care. Bye.
Hi, we're Omnius AI, and we bring you 2 AI products to you today. Our first product is Tagger, which classifies fashion items into around 1,000 different attributes. Our second product is Lens, which is a visual recommendation solution. The users can find similar items just by using images. We hope to take you on a creative journey by sparking your imaginations with our APIs. Thank you.
Hello, it's really nice to meet you all. We collect and analyze various web data and provide solutions. We will provide on-demand product information API in this hackathon. It collects product information from Korean e-commerce channels such as Coupang, Naver Smart Store, and Gmarket in real time. You can also create real-time price information, price comparison services with this API. In addition, we will provide technical mentoring as well as service mentoring. So please pay a lot of attention. Thank you.
Greetings to hackathon participants. This is Elia, sales manager from CUBox. CUBox is a company who specializes AI development, self-manufactured, designed hardware and softwares. Overall, we provide solution based on facial recognition. Besides, our algorithm ranked NIST one-to-one test, third, one-to-one test, first place in face recognition vendor test. It is an honor to present our Face API. I hope it will lead to create greatest applications in future. Thank you.
Wonderful. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Appetizer Hackathon Orientation and Web Seminar. It's great to see you all. My name is Kim Kyung-mi, and I'll be your MC for this very meaningful event. I believe that we don't have that much big time difference among participating countries. Well, today is the very first day of 3 weeks journey, and I'm so excited to be with you in the first day. Thank you very much once again for taking time out of your busy schedule to come in person and online for this orientation and web seminar. And this Appetizer Hackathon organized by Neighbor Cloud, hosted by Korea Software Industry Association and supported by the Ministry of SMEs and Startups and Korea Foundation for Cooperation of Large and Small Businesses and Rural Affairs. And this event is held under the theme of a new normal and the post-COVID-19 era, the beginning of innovation using cloud to make a better business environment by adding and creative ideas to the rapidly changing flow of business in the COVID-19 era. And thankfully, a total of 29 participating teams will be with us for the 3 weeks Appetizer Hackathon. And I know that we're all here with us, right? So why don't we greet each other this time around? So please wave your hands. I have a big smile. Hello, everyone. Hi. Don't be shy. Show us your, big smile, or you can make a finger heart. Yes, just feel you are feeling. Wonderful. Thank you. Let's get started the Appetizer Hackathon orientation and web seminar with your big round of applause. Thank you very much once again. Well, first of all, Mr. Chun-hee Cho, Chairman of Korea Software Industry Association, will deliver his opening speech. Due to unavoidable circumstance, he was not able to join us in person today, but nonetheless, we'll meet him in the video clip. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome him.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Let me introduce myself to you. I'm Chun-hee Cho, Chairman of Korean Software Industry Association, KOSA. First of all, I'd like to sincerely welcome everyone participating in the Appetizer Hackathon, being held under the title of the beginning of innovation using cloud. The pandemic has driven the entire world to become contactless, leading global corporations to rush toward digital transformation. In particular, the SaaS and API economy has gotten a lot of attention during the past few years as a success factor in digital transformation. We are now facing the peak of an API economy that focuses on the cloud-based digital transformation and business management and efficiency through SaaS. With this background, COSA set up API marketplace to introduce excellent SaaS API services to the Southeast Asian market. I hope our API marketplace Appetizer will become usefully key factor in digital transformation, contributing to viralization of Southeast Asian digital economy, where unlimited business opportunity await to be discovered. Now, all of you will be participating in this idea, developing hackathon using various excellent APIs of 10 Korean SaaS corporations. We will also be able to get their professional technical support and feedback through mentoring sessions. I look forward to your active participation and great ideas during the next 3 weeks and hope you will get the opportunity to show off your full growth potential. I ask your continuous interest and attention to our API marketplace, even after the hackathon, and look forward to meeting you again with more diverse and innovative services. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Chairman, for your warm messages. And next, Mr. Hongjun Kim, Executive Director of Cloud Tech Services at Naver Cloud, will deliver his congratulatory speech. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet Mr. Kim in another video clip. Please welcome him.
Good morning, everyone. I am Hongjin Kim, Executive Director of Cloud Tech Services at Naver Cloud. It is a great pleasure to meet you all online with 30 participating teams in this hackathon who are selected through a document screening process with a bright development ideas. I would like to extend my gratitude once again to Mr. Sunchul Kim, Secretary General of Korean Foundation for Cooperation of Large and Small Business, Rural Affairs, and Mr. Juni Jo, Chairman of Korean Software Industry Association, for supporting and organizing the event. The Southeast Asian market, where you are located, is a very attractive market with numerous IT developers and business opportunities, drawing a steep growth curve in major information and communication technology fields, such as cloud computing and software. We Naver Cloud will hold this appetizer hackathon to support and discover small and medium-sized software as a service company in Korea and promote their entry into Southeast Asian market. I'm sure this hackathon will be a great opportunity for participants to experience the excellent APIs of 10 API companies with global competitivity. Every team that completes this hackathon to the end will be given credit that can be used on Naver Cloud. And the first place team with the brightest ideas among all will receive $2,500 worth of credit. So I wish you have a good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your very warm and very powerful messages to all our participants. Once again, thank you, Mr. Kim. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the morning session presentation. So Mr. Zenon Capron from Capron Asia, the founder and director of Capron Asia, will give us a presentation on the theme of the current state of APIs in the Southeast Asia. So he's now here with us through online. Mr. Zenon Capron, hello.
Hello, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Good. Thank you very much for joining us. So please begin your presentation.
Great. Thank you for the kind introduction and good morning, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. I'm based in Singapore, so in the heart of Southeast Asia. And really what I'm here to do today is to share a little bit about what we are seeing in APIs in Southeast Asia, and in particular around how they relate to the financial industry, which I'm sure for many of the companies here today will be of a key focus. So for the presentation today, there are a few things I want to go through. First of all, just to give you a view of the overview of the market, kind of what we're seeing in the market and the development of what's happening in Southeast Asia. We'll look at some of the key drivers around APIs, the opportunities, the challenges, some implications, and some ideas that you might want to think about for the future. All of this within 30 minutes. So let's get started. Just briefly on us. So I've been involved in the financial industry for over 2 decades. I started off at Citibank and have been in Asia for the past 15 years. Our company is focused on market research and consulting around the financial industry. So we work with many of the top clients and top brands within the financial industry to help them understand what's happening in Asia and more specifically here in Southeast Asia. Indeed, when we look at Southeast Asia, the story is of one that is rapidly expanding and growing. Looking specifically at the financial industry, it's a real dichotomy across the region in terms of financial inclusion and accessibility of both the infrastructure for financial services and financial services themselves. If you look at particular countries like Singapore or Australia, the banking penetration is nearly 100%, meaning that nearly the entire population has access to a bank account. But when you get to other places like the Philippines, Vietnam, Indonesia, that number drops significantly. We'll talk a little bit more about the implications of financial inclusion a little bit later on, but it just goes to show that when you're looking at Southeast Asia, you need to have obviously a multi-pronged strategy and one that's specific for every country, because Singapore is much different than the Philippines, is different than Indonesia. And that's completely true within the financial industry. As well, just to give a comparison, we have the US and the UK, which are both over 90% in terms of banked population in those two countries. Internet penetration, as you might expect, in certain countries like South Korea and Singapore and New Zealand, internet penetration is very high, so over 90% in most of these countries. One of the things that has become very clear over this period of COVID is digitization. So here in Singapore, we have what we call the hawker stands, which are these small stands selling anything from skewers to coffee to breakfast. And typically these were the last bastion of cash in Singapore. These were the last entities to move towards cashless transactions. But even over the course of the pandemic, we've seen these small, medium enterprises, often micro enterprises, move digital. And so that is a key driver that we're seeing in Southeast Asia, is the continued digitization of many of the companies here in Southeast Asia, especially the SMEs. And finally, when we look at card ownership, again, that varies across the countries. In many of the countries, it's worth noting that debit cards are predominant. So especially when you look at places like China, credit cards just haven't had the amount of penetration. Some of that is down to the actual customers and their comfort level of using that. And many times it's down to what's available and what the banks are comfortable providing. So that really varies across the region as well. When we look at the key drivers of market development across APIs, we can largely bucket them into 3 categories. The first is mandated. So when we talk about kind of open banking or APIs in many of these countries, there is a focus on mandated implementation. So good examples of this are Australia or Hong Kong. And basically in both of these jurisdictions, the government has pushed implementation of APIs. So basically told all of the banks in these regions that they need to have APIs. Now, the story in both of these countries is slightly different. In Australia, it's driven by what's called the CDR, the Consumer Data Right. And so this is about personal data and access to personal data. So by using APIs, individuals will be able to use other platforms to be able to access their banking data. In Hong Kong, it's more about competition. It's more about leveling the playing field for companies so they're all able to access the same infrastructure and technology. So this is really the first type of push or driver that we're seeing for API implementation across Southeast Asia. The second one is guided. And so in these examples, these are when regulators set standards and nudge banks to adopt APIs, but leave the implementation to the market. So good examples of this are Singapore and Japan. So here in Singapore, the government has put down some basic principles around API creation and implementation, but has largely left the implementation to the individual banks or the organizations. So there's no regulatory requirement to implement, but if they want to implement, there's a set of regulations that they should follow to actually implement. The final is market driven. And this is like purely the market is driving this. So commercial demands are driving basically the implementation of APIs in these markets. And China is a good example, as well as the rest of Southeast Asia. Now, in many of the cases, it's just that the regulators haven't gotten around to regulating APIs, especially when you look in Southeast Asia. APIs, open banking is still very new. So it may just be a question of time that they start to regulate or mandate, either through a mandated or a guided approach. But for right now, many of the countries in Southeast Asia are letting it be market driven. So if a bank, as an example here in Southeast Asia, DBS was one of the first banks to launch APIs. And there was no mandate for doing that. There were no standards in place. They just decided, hey, we're going to do that. And we're going to launch APIs. And so that is kind of what we would see with the market-driven approach. Now, each of these approaches has different pros and cons, and I won't go forward on each of these to get into too much detail. But certainly, when you're looking at what is right for a particular market, it really depends on the characteristics of that market. In certain places, a mandated approach makes a lot of sense. When you look at Australia, the traditional banks have been relatively slow to move on implementing new technologies or new innovations. So in that jurisdiction, very clearly, the government needed to push APIs for it to happen. Otherwise, it's unlikely that the banks would have driven it forward. But when you look at other more competitive markets, something like market-driven might make more sense, where banks see it as an opportunity to drive innovation. We'll talk a little bit about banking as a service as we go forward, but to provide other products or services to the market. And so in certain markets, the market-driven approach seems to be working better for those. Another key driver is need to be super. So when we look across the region, Asia is really a digital-first region. When you look at smartphone adoption across APAC, it stands at about 87% from 2020 to 2025. By 2025, we'll have 87% of the market across Asia is using a smartphone. Now, increasingly, that is the device of choice. When you compare, as an example, in China, the PC ownership in China, so the number of households that have a computer in their household, that number in the US would be about 80 to 85%, meaning that 80 to 85% of households have a physical computer, whether that be a laptop or a desktop, in their home. In China, that number is 50%. So very clearly, the desktop computer or laptop computer is the secondary device, and the primary device is the smartphone. Now, because of that, it's become the channel of choice for payments, and really led with China through WeChat and Alipay. They provided the basic level of infrastructure on top of which all of these other financial products and services were based. And that has led to a dramatic increase in the use of digital payments, particularly on the smartphone in many of the jurisdictions around Asia. So here in Singapore, as I mentioned before, we've shifted from this cash-based society to digital very quickly. Now that, of course, was helped by the pandemic, need for businesses and individuals to pay things online. But at the same time, there is this shift, this generational shift, and this preferences shift that's happening towards digital payments. And we'll see that that's very important because that provides the basis for all of the other products and services that you can layer on top of that. And we're seeing many companies really take advantage of this. Many of these companies that you see are obviously pure play payment players. So if you look at a Neum or an Airwallex, or a Momo, those are digital payment platforms. But if we see some of the other players on there, like Grab or Ant Group or Kakao, we've moved beyond just payments to a much wider range of products and services. And indeed, when we look at the idea of embedded finance, they are really leading the way in terms of what this could look like in the future. And what we've done here is we've just taken a WeChat wallet screenshot. So this is admittedly a couple of years ago from my WeChat wallet, which was a Chinese WeChat wallet. And you can see all of the different things that you can do within that one platform. And so what we did is map that out to all of the other players that you would need to interact with in a different jurisdiction. So in other words, if you were in the US and you wanted to pay a friend, you would use Venmo or PayPal. If you wanted to book travel, you would use Kayak or Expedia. If you wanted to buy something online, you might use eBay. If you wanted to pay your bill, you would use T-Mobile or Verizon, Invest, Wealthfront, Betterment. In China, you use one app to do all of this. And that's why this is so important, because increasingly with the smartphone adoption that we're seeing, the increased preference for digital payments, it's paving the way for the idea of embedded finance. And really these super apps in the form of WeChat Pay and Alipay really set the stage for what many of the other apps are trying to do across the region, like Kakao, as an example. Kakao has moved forward very quickly on providing additional financial products and services in its app. And because of that stickiness of the social and all the other entertainment functionality that's within that, they're able to attract more users and create that stickiness within the app. And that's really helped with platforms like WeChat as well. I lived in China up until 2018, and I was there for about 14 years. So I saw this transition all the way through as we moved from very basic payments to digital payments to super apps. And certainly when I left, I was using WeChat to pay my staff. I was using Alipay to split the bill with friends, and I was investing in a financial product from Baidu. Now, keep in mind, these are all technology platforms. And when you think about when individuals, if you talk to an individual in China and you say, where do you invest your money? If I think about that from a US perspective, I might say E-Trade or Ameritrade or Fidelity. In China, they're going to say WeChat or Alipay, because those are the channels that they're using to do this. And increasingly, this idea of embedded finance and the APIs and the open banking that enables that are really key to where this is going. In Southeast Asia, we have companies like Grab and Gojek that are working on this very hard and trying to make themselves a super app. The challenge for Grab and Gojek, however, is the fact that they aren't, that stickiness just isn't there. For individuals, especially here in Singapore, people are very concerned about the rewards that they get. So, historically, when I would come 5 or 6 years ago into Singapore, if you were standing in line behind a Singaporean, they'd be looking through their wallet, picking one of 5 credit cards, and then picking whichever one had the best rewards. That has been replaced with, the mobile phone, where they're picking through credit cards on their phone and then using that to do a contactless payment. But those rewards really incentivize people to use that payment platform. And that's what Grab and Gojek are struggling with a little bit on getting people to adapt that platform. When we think about WeChat, WeChat has the stickiness of the social and the entertainment element of it. The social in terms of chatting with friends and sharing experiences, the entertainment side of playing games and exchanging things online, and that's created that stickiness within the app. But Grab and Gojek, I speak for myself, I use Grab once every other day when I need a taxi. I'm not using them on a daily basis. And so that is going to be one of the key challenges for these two apps. But the real dark horse here is WhatsApp and what they're able to do with that. We haven't seen too much traction with WhatsApp in Southeast Asia beyond just the chat. But certainly if we use India as an example, India has over 300 million people that use WhatsApp. It's one of the largest WhatsApp user communities globally. Increasingly, Indian merchants and consumers are using it for e-commerce. Oftentimes, if you're buying something in India, the merchant will send you a catalog via WhatsApp, and then you'll pick out what you want via WhatsApp, and then they'll send you a link to make a payment through WhatsApp. WhatsApp is only integrating payments now into the platform, but once they have that in the platform, this will really be the dark horse in the race and could have significant traction, not just in India, but obviously Southeast Asia and the rest of Asia as well. There are varying opportunities. I hinted at this before, in terms of developed markets for APIs, the story is really around challenging the complacent incumbents. If you look at jurisdictions like Hong Kong, like Singapore, any large financial center, it typically is 3 to 5 banks control 80 to 90% of the retail deposits. Certainly here in Singapore, the trifecta of DBS, UOB, and OCBC control the majority of deposits here in Singapore. In these jurisdictions, there's not much incentive for them to change. If you're splitting 90% of the market, you're shifting from 30% to 40% in terms of that competitive mix. But for the large part, your market is there and it's set. And so for many years, there was no really drive for Singaporean banks to innovate and advance and provide a new level of customer service. So in these markets, especially the developed markets, it's about fostering innovation. It's about creating that platform and leveling the playing field so that fintechs can compete with banks and create new value-add products and services. And indeed, this is working. I mean, when you look at Singapore, if you look at how, say, the average foreign worker sends money home, increasingly they're not doing that with a bank. They're doing that with Singtel's Dash wallet, or they're using TransferWise, or they're using one of these other third-party payment processors to send money home. And that is changing the nature of competition. In other markets, like the developing markets, it's about financial inclusion and enabling access. When you have these platforms like embedded finance, you're able to lower the cost for individuals to use these. And really, so the drive around APIs and the opportunity in these developing markets is providing economic empowerment for individuals in those markets. To give you an example, in China, we spoke to a scooter salesman a couple of years ago, and he, very modest shop. He had a shop. He was selling 5 or 10 electric scooters. Initially, when he set up his shop, he had to borrow from friends and family to fund the shop. And if he wanted to go to a bank to get a loan, the bank would have essentially laughed at him, because for him to borrow $1,000 for the bank, it costs the bank $250 to assess his loan application. So very quickly, that loan is unprofitable. But he was using Alipay and WeChat Pay. And through using those platforms, he was able to tap into a line of credit that he wouldn't have been able to get through the traditional banking system. By using APIs, by using working with the banks and creating a technology platform that Jack Ma calls 310. So the idea is it takes 3 minutes to apply for a loan and to get a decision. It takes 1 second for that money to be dispersed, and there's 0 people involved in that transaction. All of a sudden, when you can do all of that online, your cost of that loan becomes very cheap. And indeed, when you're using My Bank, which is the digital bank platform of Ant Group, the cost of originating a loan is about 30 US cents. So it's very cheap. So all of a sudden, borrowing $1,000 becomes profitable for the bank, and the bank is willing to lend that money through the Ant Finance platform or the Ant Group platform. So really, in developed markets, it's about fostering innovation, and in the developing markets, about financial inclusion. Talking a little bit more about financial inclusion, specifically around Southeast Asia, this is a huge challenge. When you look at the unbanked population between 2014 and 2017, which is the latest data that's available for financial inclusion, at least around Asia, you can see in certain markets like India, there's been tremendous progress. So, India has gone from an unbanked population of about 600 million down to about 270 million people that don't have access to a bank account. And one would imagine that that's maybe 100 million today. So there's been a tremendous push within these markets to financially include people, to get people involved in the banking system. But what this data doesn't tell you is the underbanked percentage of the population. When we look at this chart, there's basically 2 things that we're charting here. First of all is the people who borrowed from a financial institution, which is essentially the light blue that you see along the bottom, and then the dark blue, the people with a bank account as a percentage of the total population. So if we look at India in 2017, nearly 80% of the population had access to a bank account, but less than 10% were able to borrow from their bank. Now, this isn't a perfect relationship, but that gap, that dark blue gap between the 7% and the 80% represents the underbanked population, or the potentially underbanked population in these markets across Asia. So you can see we have a huge opportunity here to leverage things like APIs to encourage innovation, to provide additional financial products and services to the underbanked. And that's really a big part of the story. Another part of the story is banking as a service. If you're familiar with this, this is the idea of banks providing services through APIs to fintechs and other providers of financial products and services, such that the fintech can operate without a banking license themselves, but leverage the banking license of the bank. And so when you look, the consumers of this would be fintechs, digital banks, embedded finance. The question for banks, though, is where does this leave them? Traditionally, you look at a bank like an HSBC as an example. HSBC, their fundamental reason for existence is providing financial products and services to the market. If they are providing banking as a service to fintechs, digital banks, and embedded finance, what is left for HSBC to do? What is left for the bank to do? And that's That's a really serious question right now in the financial industry. And that's one of the reasons that banks are a little bit reticent to implement APIs or banking as a service. It's because there is the potential that their traditional business will be cannibalized by these third parties that are using the APIs and using the services. Now, that being said, many of the banks, like Standard Chartered as an example, are focused on banking as a service and understand that they need to move forward with it. Regardless of where the market is going, that's where the opportunity is, and that's where they need to focus. And so we are seeing some banks move into this space. I would use an example from a different industry to illustrate what I'm talking about in terms of banks and their future role. Here in Singapore, the Singapore government has been very focused on introducing competition into the telco space. So a number of years ago, the infrastructure for digital bandwidth, whether that be in the case of mobile phones or internet or just plain telephone, was controlled by private companies. And effectively what the government has done is said, hey, look, we're going to make this a public good. So essentially they're taking the infrastructure and they're putting it into government-controlled companies and then leasing it out to MVNOs and to other players in the market. Now, what this means is that the providers of the financial or the telco infrastructure are just utility providers, effectively just providing the infrastructure, but not providing any of the value-added services on top. And they're leaving it for companies like Circles and MyRepublic and Red One to provide that value add on top of that. So that's potentially what we might see within the financial industry is, as we see this shift in competition from through banking as a service and APIs to allow other providers like digital banks and fintechs and embedded finance players to provide financial products and services, it could leave the banks in a very challenging situation where they're left with essentially being a utility in this market. And so that's a big change that we're seeing within the financial industry, again, driven by APIs. So just to kind of wrap up some of the ideas around this, I mean, we've gone through APIs very quickly in this, but some ideas to keep in mind as you go forward in this hackathon and going forward in your work within the financial industry. Firstly, financial industry margins are compressing very rapidly. When we look at payments specifically, there are a number of trends that are affecting the margins that companies can take from payments, as an example. When we look at Southeast Asia, one of the key drivers within the financial industry is the advent of real-time payments. And so these are effectively, instant payments that people can make through between each other, between a company and an individual, either P2P or B2C payments. They're made instantly and very cheaply. Compare that to a credit card transaction. A credit card transaction here in Singapore will cost the merchant between 1% and 2%, depending on what they've negotiated. So the take rate of the bank of allowing that merchant to accept that card payment. So now with the shift to real-time payments and increasingly with services like QR codes on top of that, we're seeing a shift away from that. We're seeing the cost of payments drop quite dramatically for both individuals and companies. So, increasingly payments is really just the entry point for all of the other financial products and services, and those margins are decreasing. And for that reason, we need to think beyond payments. When you're looking at embedded finance in particular, these platforms like Alipay and WeChat Pay, certainly payments was where they started. They started with payments on the back end, and then they layered the additional products and services on top of that. So in case you're not familiar on Alipay or WeChat Pay, you can not only make payments, but you can also invest your money, you can also borrow money, you can send money to friends. There's any number of things that you can do around your financial life on those platforms. And that's where the margin is coming from. Because payments, as I mentioned before, is a race to zero. The payment fees are dropping so dramatically. So increasingly, these super apps and the other players within the space are looking, okay, what can we put on top of payments? What are the higher margin financial products and services that we can layer on top, whether it be lending or wealth management or other products like insurance, even on top of that. So that's going to be an increasingly important part of the story is that, whilst APIs are enabling this tremendous innovation around payments, it's not going to be enough. you need to look beyond just payments and moving into what are the other areas of the industry that we can, the other financial products and services that we can provide to the market to really get ahead of things. It's a great time to be a retail consumer in Asia Pacific because these platforms like Grab and Gojek have to subsidize their transactions. I'm sure you've experienced this, that there's so many rewards and points and discounts and everything that you can get through the platforms. And when I lived in China, I lived through the ride-hailing wars where we had Didi going up against Uber and the other players in the market. I lived through the food delivery wars. We had Ulama and the other players with food delivery. The discounts were incredible. I had a friend who actually took a taxi and she got paid to take a taxi. It was normally a ride that would have cost her about $5 and she got paid $3 to take the taxi. So, you know, the subsidies that are coming out of these technology companies are unsustainable in the long run, but in the short run, they're spending a lot of money to capture wallet, and that customer acquisition cost, that CAC, is super high right now in the financial industry, and more specifically around these embedded finance players and the super apps. So anything that you can do to help them address that is probably quite valuable as well. Banks need to reconsider what their value add is in the future. As we talked about before, when you have things like banking as a service, changing the nature of the way that banks are providing financial products and services to the market, banks need to rethink about what their role is in the future. What are they going to do, and what is their position in the market? Will they be utilities in the market going forward, or will they actually have, you know, a role to play in the traditional space? When we look at all these fintechs that are coming into the market, like the Neums, like the Wises, you know, they are changing the nature of the way we do payments or wealth management or anything else. You know, what is left for the traditional banks? Are they able to still, you know, maintain their margins and compete with these other players? And that will be one of the key questions that we'll have to look at in the future. And the last point I want to leave you with is, you may not understand TikTok, but you need to understand TikTok. What I mean by this is the new generation, the next generation, is bringing, you know, a number of usage models and apps that may not make sense to a lot of us. You know, a couple of years back, there's a friend of mine who's a German, and he's literally a German rocket scientist. He has his PhD in rocket propulsion from one of the top universities in Germany, and he was working for Snap, for, you know, the parent of Snapchat, and he was the head of data basically for Snap. I met up with him in New York a couple of years ago, and we sat down and had a coffee. And I had been regretting this conversation for a long time, but over the next 30 minutes, he sat down and he showed me pictures of his kids that disappeared in 10 seconds. He showed me pictures of his family on vacation with animated pigs jumping in the background. He showed me pictures of his wife with, you know, googly glasses on. And by the end of the 30 minutes, I still didn't understand it. You know, I still didn't understand why Snapchat in particular had that much appeal to individuals, and particularly the millennials. After that, I was giving this presentation and somebody said, forget about Snapchat, it's all about Instagram. It had shifted. Now people were using Instagram to chat even. And then when I gave this presentation last year, somebody said, forget about Instagram, it's all about TikTok. The key message here is we may not understand what the millennials are looking at, but we need to understand why they're using it. We may not want to use Snapchat or Instagram or TikTok, but these are the channels that increasingly the next generation is interacting with their financial institution and their finances with. Financial institutions need to be there, and we as a financial industry need to look at what the opportunity is there for us and how we can be part of that. So that was a very brief look and a 30-minute overview of kind of what we're seeing in APIs in Asia. You know, what I would say is that clearly in those two markets that we talked about, both in terms of the financially included and the financially excluded, there's a tremendous opportunity, especially here in Southeast Asia. We have, I've put two QR codes, of course, up on the screen for link to my profile, and then we have a number of reports. Earlier last year, we published a couple of reports around APIs and open banking that are free. So please, you know, if you're more interested in this topic, do reach out to us or, you know, read some of our research. Happy to share more of that with you. But thank you again for having me here today. I hope it was valuable, and good luck for the rest of the hackathon.
Thank you very much. That was very valuable time, I believe. Thank you, Mr. Zenun Kaplan, for sharing your information and knowledge. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to introduce the next speaker, Mr. Jong-ha Kim from Intel, and he'll be talking about One API industry initiatives and Intel products. So, Mr. Jong-ha Kim, hello. Thank you. Could you please give your presentation, Mr. Kim?
Yeah. Could you guys see my screen? Okay.
Yes.
All right. It's great to be here today, and thanks for having me here. My name is Jong-ha Kim. I'm from Intel Software Architect Group. I'm a sorry. Yeah, I support for this a software suite called One API in Korea. Intel has been working for One API a couple years to drive what Intel is trying to achieve these days, which is Intel is transforming CPU company into an XPU company. So we have our hardware here, but we need a software to support all of those hardwares together. So we're introducing One API today. Will be about 30 minutes. And we have like more than 10 components in this software suite. So we don't have enough time for every components to be introduced, but I will give you a very brief the fundamental of the software tool suite. And I hope you would understand what's the meaning of this tool suite and what we're trying to drive here. So in this, we now have a tremendous workload for AI and every machine learning and deep learning stuff. So our challenges here is to deal with lots of processors, not only CPU, but there will be GPU and FPGA and VPU and stuff. And as a developer, software developer, we're gonna need to understand all the modelings and languages for each hardware, and it's a lot of job. It's a lot of work. So the variety of data center hardware required these days, and we're coming up with this one language and one software supporting tools for all of the hardwares we are trying to distribute here. So as we have more accelerators for those AI and machine learning workloads, software skills and software tools are needed. But if we want to, like, if we need to change any of those hardware, we have been doing the development on, then we're gonna need to learn another language and another tools for it. So it's not very efficient. So Intel is trying to do not the separate programming models and tool chains for every other hardwares, but we're trying to make it well. All right, we're gonna only need one language and one tool. So this is the fundamental of One API we're trying to drive. So One API, it makes you available for any kind of hardware you're actually have a choice on. So if you want to use multi-vendor hardwares, then you can just go on and make program with One API. And if you want to use Intel or other vendors, you can also have a choice for that. So One API is actually trying to support many kinds of multi-vendor hardwares and multi-workload types. So if you develop one software and then if you need to change, if you need to maybe upgrade your hardware later on, then you just need to change your hardware and then the software will run on it automatically. You don't need to do programming once again for your hardware. So, and we also have a One API industry initiative, which is open for the community, and all the community out there can actually contribute on One API's some part that's open to public. And the most important part of One API is actually the language itself, called Data Parallel C++, which is a heterogeneous language based on SQL. You may have heard of SQL for heterogeneous programming. It's very popular from Kronos Group, and it's very similar to OpenCL and plus C++. And we have Intel has extensions on SQL, and then we made it into Data Parallel C++. And also you can see here API-based programming, a lot of libraries and performance analyzer tools and debugger tools for C++ language itself. And of course, we have customers doing lots of development work on with the frameworks like Python and TensorFlow and PyTorch on using Python. So we cannot really support only the native language like Data Parallel C++, but we also support Python and frameworks using Python, so so that our hardware can actually work with the frameworks using Data Parallel C++ as well. So the application workloads need diverse hardware we have right now in this world. And then to do the development for the application, we're going to use frameworks, middleware, or Data Parallel C++. And then the apps, the programming will be supported by these all hardware XPUs. So here's a Data Parallel C++ overview. So DPC++ is basically SQL. You can think about SQL. SQL makes you available programming once, and you can run the kernel. We call kernel for the like computation workload intensive code. So that's a kernel. We have this kernel, and then you can choose CPU or GPU or other accelerator to run this code. So you only need to program once, and then you just can choose a device to offload or throw this workload to. So that's heterogeneous programming, and Data Parallel C++, DPC++ is based on that heterogeneous programming, which is called SQL. So if you have experience on SQL, Data Parallel C++ is very easy to adopt because Intel supports other extensions for the developers, which we try to make programming SQL even easier. So we have these DPC++ extensions, and then we provide like a group of libraries and samples and other supports for DPC++. So it's not only SQL, but more weapons with SQL to make you feel more comfortable and more easier to develop with different kind of hardware. So as we're talking about some more weapons, so we have libraries here for DPC++. Let me introduce some of these. This one library called a math kernel library. It's a 1MKL in short. So we used to have this math kernel library for a long time. We started developing this library with NASA, like more than, I guess, 15 years ago. So this math kernel library contains all those math libraries we can think of. We learn at school, college, all those functions we can think of are in this library. So so this 1MKL supports CPU and GPU, and we're planning to add more supported hardware for this library. And one API, a deep neural network library, 1DNN. This is a library for only like neural network layers. So it was originally in MKL, but we took it out because it came bigger and bigger. So now 1DNN is a separate library. It supports only for machine learning layers, no, deep learning layers actually. And then video processing library, this contains encoding and decoding library. And then there is a like classical machine learning stages, like how to extract data from a format like CSV and stuff, and other data analytics stages we can think of, and those functions are in this one DA and one DAW library. And then for multi-threading building blocks, we have one TBB, and for we used to have this as a MPI library we used to have, and this now become a collective communications library. And then there's a DPC++ library itself. So 7 libraries we support for DPC++ language. So pretty much every fundamental functions we can think of is supported for DPC++ already. And then this is a roadmap, path roadmap for one API spec, which is open for community. So there has been some industry adoption and industry collaboration with lots of teams and companies contributing on one API spec, and it will be going on and on. And you can see here, some of these are already known for their beautiful works. And we also have, like for example, in Korea, we have Samsung Madison. They used to have only like one, the NVIDIA's CUDA code, and it's a hardware, but they adopted DPC++, and we're doing lots of work with them, and we're seeing some great results with them. So we're very happy about it, and we have a lot of academia teams and other industries and involved in this project. And we also have Google's TensorFlow and Microsoft's Azure for middleware and framework contributions and successful work along. So it's actually GPC++ can sound only like how I'm not a developer doing direct programming to the hardware, so I guess I'm kind of out of here. But we actually support Python and its beautiful frameworks also. So you can also use our Intel version of Python and Intel version of TensorFlow, which is supported by GPC++ as well. So it's great to know. So as we talked briefly about one API, let's see its product a little bit more. Actually, importantly, there is one more, two more categories we need to look really into. There is a tool called compatibility tool, which is a conversion tool, transitioning tool, which makes you available to use DPC++ out of CUDA. So if you have a CUDA code, this compatibility tool will translate or convert your CUDA code into DPC++ automatically. And then there is a category called analysis and debug tools. So you have your program developed with DPC++, then we're going to need to measure and analyze the performance of the app, and then you're going to need to sometimes do some debugging on it, and then we're going to need some great tools to help you to optimize your applications as well. So we have all those tools inside of one API together. So a little bit more information about compatibility tool here. So if you have a CUDA code and hardware, you can use DPC++ a compatibility tool to do the automatic migration into DPC++, and then you take advantage of your CPU and your other GPUs working for your workload. So by the time right now we have DPC compatibility tool can about 90 to 95% of the automatic migration from CUDA to DPC++. And the rest of the code, 5 to 10% could be some code that cannot really be migrated into DPC++ because there are some codes that can only work on NVIDIA GPU because it's a very hardware specific function, like getting its name or getting using its only the features only available on that hardware. That code, that kind of code cannot really be migrated into a DPC++. So we have like 5 to 10% code that always need humans manual work after this migration tool works out. So and then if you have now DPC++ code migrated from CUDA, and then you can do some manual work, and then it will run right away on your other devices like CPU or integrated GPU or other discrete GPU or FPGA as well. So, and then, as we talked about analysis and debugging tools, we have here a tool called Advisor, which will help you how to make your code run faster using using your current hardware features, like it will tell you how much of efficiency on your memory is being used. It will tell you like you're using too much of DRAM. So if you use a make of level 3 or level 2 cache, your application's performance can go up to this much. Or your loop here, line 64, this loop is not being vectorized. So you're not actually using like AVX, those kind of high efficient instructions. So try it this way, then your code will be vectorized, and this will probably become faster about like 2 or 4 times. This can be reported by Intel Advisor. So this tool can really help you optimize your code. And then there's also a debug tool. You're going to be running your application, and then you want to do real-time debugging, then you're going to need this debugger, right? So this can work on your CPU, and also it supports GPU and FPGA real-time debugging. So actually, those kernel codes, like the code only for devices. So your host is CPU and your device is GPU. Then CPU cannot really be watching a variable's current status, a variable's current value working on your GPU. So you're going to need a special debugger that's attached to your device that can be watching your variable on your GPU, so that you can actually do a computational correctness check on your GPU. So you're going to need this debug kind of tools as well. So we have here debugger for you. And VTune Profiler, which is a very powerful tool for your performance analysis. So VTune works for your CPU, GPU, and FPGA as well, and it got much information, many more information about your application in terms of CPU and GPU. So it VTune attaches to your application while it's running on your hardware, and VTune communicates with your CPU or GPU, and it will try to extract all the data from your hardware running your application. So it tells you like how much of CPU resource being used by the application in real detail. So we're gonna be able to find out if you have a bottleneck, then why the bottleneck happens and where it is, and what code caused it. So you can pinpoint the actual code line you need to change to optimize your application. So VTune is that powerful for your optimization work. So we are supporting these tools to work with DPC++ language as well. And One API, we are announcing One API 2022. It has been released a few weeks ago, and we've been developing One API for about, I guess, 3 or 4 years, including its beta period. And One API now is 2022, and it's trying to support the latest available hardware in the market. And also we have like NDA version of One API, which supports non-public hardwares on the market. So if you have this hardware that's public on your hand, then One API 99% it supports your hardware's latest features. So like here we have Xeon 3rd generation Xeon scalable processor, Ice Lake server. So the compiler and other tools will support this hardware, which means that the new features of this hardware will be available through One API's components. So if you use One API compiler and its library, then it will try to take advantage of Xeon Scalable Processor 3rd generation's new feature automatically. You don't need to fully understand how you can use the features, but you just code, and then you write the code, and then the library and the compiler will take care of how to use the features from the hardware. So we have lots of new features from compiler, library, and the tools, analyzer tools. So I guess too much information to introduce right now. So if you have time, you can take a look. And I also have a lot of slides after my session. So when these slides are being distributed and shared with you guys, please take a look at the backup part of this slides, and it contains lots of information about each component and the rest of the tool. And Intel One API toolkit actually is separated into some multiple toolkits according to your industry. So we have here a base toolkit, which has fundamental components inside of it, and this is necessary for other toolkits to be installed. So we have base toolkit here, and then we have add-on domain-specific toolkits. For example, HPC toolkit and IoT toolkit, and AI analytics toolkit, and then rendering toolkit. And then there is also a useful toolkit called OpenVINO, powered by One API. And this OpenVINO is for the edge devices, like for like a little camera or a little speaker, which would do a lot of inferencing using its own hardware power, and then transfer its data to the server. Those kind of things, edge devices will be probably using OpenVINO a lot. So we have here base toolkit and then 4 different specific domain toolkit for one API. And then one API toolkits are actually free. It's all free, available on its website. So you can just go ahead. Probably you need to make an account on the page, and then you're gonna get the license for free for any toolkits. And then there's also very nice test bench, which is called Intel Dev Cloud. It's Intel's hardware support for the customers who need testing on the hardware. So we have established a great amount of server platforms on and then we provide a cloud service kind of test bench. You can make your account immediately, and then you go on to the test server, and then you program there, or you can just copy your program there, and then you can choose which hardware, which CPU or which GPU you want to test your program. And then you just throw your application workload to the server, and then it reports to you the results. So you don't have to have your Intel hardware in your company on site, but you just make a DevCloud account and then choose platform you want to test. And then the platform will have software, the latest software installed already on it, and then so that you can just test your program there very quickly and easily. And that's DevCloud, and it doesn't cost anything. So before One API, we used to have Parallel Studio XE and Intel System Studio as our 2 largest software suite, but now they are integrated into One API as well. So we only have one software tool suite, which is called One API. And then there are lots of use case already happened across the world with One API and our partners. So if you have time, please click on the link and see what they are and how they did and what they achieved. So here's one example I can share with you guys shortly. So they had this great modeling and simulation tool using CUDA only. They had this hardware using CUDA only, but then they migrated into DPC++ using One API, the automatic compatibility tool, and then they made a use of CPU and Intel GPU and FPGA as well. And then it was automatic migration, and then they have more flexibility in choosing hardware, and they the hardware are not like apple to apple comparison, so we cannot really compare the performance there, but they have more flexibility and they had easier programming model right now. So it's very beneficial for them, ZIB. And that was a little example here. And yeah, I already introduced DevCloud. So if you have code already, just make an account and test there. You can just do the test right away there. And we have ecosystem for one API through a lot of places. We provide training and community, and we have partnership with academia as well. And we provide summits and workshops, and also hardware dev cloud here. So please go ahead and use it. And if you have any questions, please contact with me or other experts on the website you can find for one API. So I have a lot of slides after these, so please go ahead and see if you get this from the host. And I hope you enjoyed what I've introduced as a one API, and hope you have a great time with the rest of the hackathon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kim, for the great presentation. We learned a lot from your talks. Once again, many thanks to the two speakers for delivering a great presentations. And we'll now stop here for a moment, and we'll continue the next presentation after a 13-minute break. So we're going to start the next presentation at 12 Korea Standard Time. Please enjoy your break. I'll see you back. Thank you. Well, welcome back from your break. Hope everyone feels refreshed and recharged from the break. Let's move on to the next presentation. We have two more presentations remaining in the morning session. And ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Yuli Hitchell, the Chief of Architect and Head of Engineering of CARE. And his presentation will cover from zero to product in one day with APIs. So Mr. Yuli Hitchell. Hello.
Yes, hello. Can you hear me?
Thank you. Good. So you may now begin your presentation.
Sure. Are you able to hear me?
Yes.
Fantastic. 안녕하세요, everyone. 새해 복 많이 받으세요. It's great to be here. I wished I could be in Korea. I've been there many, many times. I'm based in Singapore, and I can't wait for the situation to become a little better again. I'm speaking to you over Zoom right now, which is something that we are all kind of used to after 2 years in this very special situation. But I wished I could meet everybody in person. I wished we could, have lunch, have real conversations. I try to speak slow. I'll try to imagine who I'm talking to, because I'm at the office, I'm talking into a camera. If I'm on stage, ideally I made a few friends in the audience, and I can see your faces. I can see when you're falling asleep or when something is not very clear. I don't have the same luxury, but I think let's just imagine how far we have come with technology, that I'm able to speak to you right now from Singapore, and to everybody in Korea. Welcome to the event. I think it's a great format. I wish you all best of luck. I hope you appreciate the fast-paced innovation that is possible today with APIs. And that's why I called my presentation From Zero to Product in One Day. I'll introduce myself in a moment, but really wanted to show you what we are looking to do. This is typically where, sorry. Okay, so other than giving you very theoretical material, giving you a lot of long lectures about the theory, I thought I'd show you something that I made. I keep building things. I keep, for me, almost every day is a hackathon at work and with my students. And I thought I'd give you a real example. So I wanted to build something like a chat buddy. I would not say chatbot. I will want them to be much more intelligent than the typical chatbot. They should be able to speak Korean. I mean, when we are speaking about speaking, it's text messaging. You should be able to discuss any potential topic, science, art, history, literature, almost anything. The most important part is it should be a natural conversation. Not like when you're talking to a Siri or to an Alexa. It should be much more natural. And I've also thought, why not reuse interfaces that people are already familiar with? I've not chosen KakaoTalk because the API is a little more difficult. I've chosen Telegram. And today is Wednesday. This is actually something that I built. It's either on Saturday or on Sunday. I'll show you the result, and I'll show you what it looks like in detail later. So I will not pretend that I can speak Korean. I know a lot of people who can, so they help me verify. But obviously I can use Google Translate to do this. I'm not sure if you can see this on the slides, but this is a discussion about someone who's not technical at all and who has a question about Web3, which is obviously a blockchain and crypto topic and everything about the evolution of the web. In a moment, I'll tell you where you can find the slides, because you can download them and have a look. But this is what I was able to build in a day. The amazing thing is that I did not program this machine, this AI, anything about Web3. I really taught it to communicate, to interface, to chat with me, and to translate and so on. All of this stuff it already knows. You could have equally, I'll show you some examples later, could have even equally asked it about something completely different. Okay, so who is Uli? Yes, thanks for the introduction. I'm the chief architect at a small healthcare startup called CARE. We are very closely working with the Raffles Medical Group, and we also have a partner in Korea, which is the Myongji Hospital Group, which you would probably be familiar with. If this is not enough yet, I'm also a teaching fellow at the National University of Singapore, and I teach everything around DevOps. And since we are, still in the middle of a pandemic, basically since 2 years, we have learned how to engage a class over Zoom, right? When you can't see the students in the classroom, it's very different to a half-hour webinar or to a 1-hour meeting. It's a full day of lectures. How do you work with students? How do you keep them engaged? How do you keep them productive and make sure they contribute? It's not as easy at the beginning as you think, but over time we learn. You see a couple of logos on the right side. So before actually choosing to put my knowledge to good use in healthcare, I've actually worked for a couple of companies that you may be very familiar with. So Yahoo, for example, Microsoft, and so on. On the bottom, you see my LinkedIn profile. I'll be very happy if you reach out, if you connect with me, and you also see my GitHub handle. Now, I'm sorry, there is a lag sometimes with the screen sharing. The other website that I wanted to share with you is apigeek.net. This is basically my personal portfolio where you see a couple of open source projects. Some of them are API related, but this is more about open banking, a minimum API gateway, an API unit test, and so on. But there is all kinds of slides on this repository as well. So the slides that I'm showing to you today, if you go to apigeek.net, you will actually be able to download the PDF of this presentation right now. Okay, so the other thing, of course, I was very lucky to be traveling for work quite a bit over the last many years. And yes, we do work a lot, but I managed to take photos during my trip. There is nothing from Korea in this slide here, but I've also been there many times. So these are some of the things that I enjoy. And why am I showing you this? Because we want to talk about APIs, right? So at some point I was curious, right? We all have an idea about AI and machine learning, and we see this in our daily lives, that It seems to be doing something. But I'm somebody who only understands it if I try this out myself. So at some point I was curious, what if a machine looked at my 1,500 Instagram photos? What would it see? What would it think, right? And I also, this is another thing that I was able to build in a lunch break. I'll show you the result first. This is the word cloud that my Python script came up with. So you see, obviously, food is a big thing in my life, cities, street, right? So this is a word cloud. This is an analysis based on 1,500 Instagram photos. But how did it do that? Right, so we are quite familiar with, I'll say, Google image search. You type pizza, you click on images, and you'll see photos of pizza. And you kind of have an idea there must be a machine who's able to look at this and classify that picture. And I'm using an API, in this case from Microsoft Cognitive Services, that does something very similar, just the other way around. So in my case, my choice of weapon is Python. I'm using Microsoft Cognitive Services to basically upload the image and get the result back. There is very similar services from Google and from IBM and a few others as well. I'll show you some of these examples, how what they look like. So here, I'm sending this photo, and to be very sure, there is no meta information. It's really just a bitmap. Sending this to the API, and this is what I get back. It says it's a close-up of a pizza. I'm getting a couple of tags, and it says it's 92% confident that this is accurate. Quite interesting, right? The next one, a cup of coffee, 85%. Pretty nice. The next one, and I think this one is actually in Vietnam. This is a wooden table next to a window. I'm intrigued, so I will not pretend that I understand how the machine does it. It's all about neural networks, about machine learning and training. But the results are amazing. Right? A sunset over the ocean. This is in Singapore, East Coast, very close to where I live. But you also, I'll give you another example. I'm not sure you are able to see this in the resolution. It says this is a bunch of bananas, where these are actually turtles in a lake. But as a result, you will see that the confidence score is only 37%. Right? So the only thing I had to do in my little program is to set a threshold and say if you are less than 80% confident, I would like you to simply disregard the result and don't take it into account. So I think this is already a great example how there is so many APIs available. I mean, like I said, I don't exactly know who is in the audience today. I'm sure you've all seen APIs from all over the place. With my students, I show them the International Space Station API, where you can basically find out where the ISS is right now, and where you can draw this on a 3D interactive map. I've done this myself. It's also something that you can see on my apigeek.net website. So that's the first thing, right? The apps that you're going to build, and I can't wait to see what you're building. There is so many APIs that you can leverage. It's almost like, you know, I grew up in the neighborhood of Johannes Gutenberg in Germany, where he invented the letterpress. Right? There are so many reusable blocks that you can simply put together and innovate really fast. Oh, you want to send an OTP, an SMS to your customer. Use Twilio. Oh, you want to, you know, use payments. You use Stripe, and there is so many others that are available for you. You just put them back together, and the secret sauce is your look and feel, is the service that you provide, and the impact on people's lives that you make. Right? Your infrastructure, some of these things that are very complex to figure out, quite often there is an API for that you can use. So one of the most interesting APIs that I had the pleasure of studying in detail over the last couple of months is the OpenAI GPT-3 API. This is a company that's also playing in the Tesla Elon Musk universe. This one is able to predict and generate incredible human-like text. Just a few weeks ago, this API came out of beta. So now it's public for everyone to sign up. And if you go to OpenAI, you will see how easy it is to use. And for me, it's been much longer time that I was able to spend on this. So I can use this to generate articles, to generate emails, texts, and much more. I've also used this, I mean, so this is an example, right? If you have the chance to play with that API, there is a playground. And this is the prompt that you put in. A prompt is basically the text that you use to train it or to put parameters into the API. Explain the concept of artificial intelligence to a non-technical person in a few sentences. This is the prompt. And when you click generate, the rest of the text that you see is generated by a machine. It's not always 100% great. Sometimes you need to change it a bit and generate again, and it becomes amazing. I've used this one to build an artificial person called Huxley, and he's also available on Telegram. I'm not able to make this public for various reasons, but I've had several students who also interacted with this guy. And maybe you have downloaded the slides already, so you can actually see this in high resolution. Maybe you see this on a big screen. You see here, this is not a technology discussion. Joe Chip is my alter ego. It's actually a character from a book called Ubik by Philip K. Dick. So everything Joe Chip says, that's me. Everything that Huxley says is coming from the machine. And you realize here, the moment you ignore the fact that this is an AI, it feels like you're talking to a teacher. You're talking to a human person. And that's basically because the prompt, now you understood what a prompt is, right? You parameterize the AI. The prompt, the script that I programmed to give him that character and that attitude allows us to have that conversation together. I'll show you another example where we talk about DevOps, right? Where somebody says, I've signed up for this DevOps course, but I have no idea what this is. So can you explain this to me? What do I need to get started? So you realize it's very different from this typical, what's the weather in Mexico? How much is my balance on my bank account right now? It's a person that you speak with, and you have seen in the previous slides, this AI service, this API has been trained on billions of data points. So it has read most of the internet and most of the books, and it's just incredible to work with this one. So as we are building, and I'm sure many of you have already heard about sprints and Scrum and iterative design. If we want to build a product in one day, if we want to build a product in a week and not in 1 year, we need to be iterative. Right? We can't just hide ourselves in the basement and then 5 minutes before the deadline, we come out and then we present something and maybe it's good, maybe it's not. Right? The key really is to be iterative. So not what you see on the top, right? This is a company that says, I want to build a car. Great idea. We don't tell anyone. We are going to spend 5 years. And in 5 years, we have a car. Maybe it's a great car, maybe it's not. Right? What the company of today should do is that they say, our vision is to build a car, but we want to hit the market with a trike in 3 months. And end of the year, we will have a bicycle, and beginning of next year, we want to have a motorbike. Right? So that means you engage with the market, you test drive it, you collect feedback, you build your knowledge, and then maybe next year, the world has changed. And then you realize, actually, the world needs motorbikes. The world doesn't need cars anymore, right? But the key really is to keep innovating in smaller steps and to push things out into a community as soon as possible. That means for you, if you build an app, try as much as possible. You know, we always want to be perfect. We want to show perfection to everyone. But you could build an ecosystem of family and friends and students and other groups and say, you know, we are building this app. Can you help us test it? Can you give us feedback? Can you show me if that's great? And so this is, to me, one of the key points. So this Korean chatbot that I showed you at the beginning, how does it work? So it's a Python program. That's the spinning wheels you see in the middle. There is APIs for Telegram, and there is APIs for GPT-3. That sounds quite easy, right? So I program GPT-3. I have my Telegram where I put in my Korean language, and my chatbot simply just sends it to the API, and I get the results back, right? So if I had done this the classic way, I would have simply built it this way, and I present it to you today, and you see that the result will be like this, right? So, like I said, I have a rough idea what you read here, but I'm told it doesn't make a lot of sense, right? If I didn't engage with the market, if I didn't engage with end users, I would have been finished by now. I will say, you know, I'm done. Here is my product, but it's not good enough, right? So the chatbot misses the point each time. And I was looking at that problem, and I was saying, that's very depressing. I've done everything, right? I've trained the AI. I've trained it to be a teacher, to be polite, to be responsive, to be helpful. And I've wired it up with my Telegram handle, with the bot, but it still doesn't work. It doesn't give me the right results. And then I realized the problem is that the language capabilities of GPT-3 are very limited. Their English is great. Their German is not bad. And I think they speak some French as well. But GPT-3, I found out on the weekend there is a Hangul implementation as well from a research team. But the GPT-3 API is not good at Korean. So what did I do instead? I immediately, and that took me half an hour, right? Because with APIs, you are very fast. I programmed the API, GPT-3, still in English. And the only thing that I had to change after that is that I used another API. And this one is from Google, right? You all know Google Translate. Google Cloud has a translation API that I could simply use. So the big trick in the version 2 is the user chats with this thing in Korean, sends that text to my Python script. The Python script uses the Google Translation API to translate it into English. To translate it into English, sends that to GPT-3, and then translates the result back to Korean and gives it back to the user. So the AI, GPT-3, actually thinks and works in English, and there is a translation happening. So there is multiple APIs involved. It's not perfect. And if you read the transcript closely, you will see that it's not 100%. So the English person would say, sure, right? Thank you very much. And the English speaker will say, sure. And it gets translated into Korean, into something that is not really something a native speaker would say. But you get the point, right? It's much better. It's much more accurate than the next one. So you see here some examples. This is the Web3 example already that you saw. You have one here about quantum physics. And I'm showing you this to tell you one more time, I did not have to teach the machine anything about quantum physics. GPT-3 knows that already. Right? So here I'm asking, what's this quantum physics? Why is it important? Has it done anything for me lately? And I say, you see, it's basically responsible for DVDs, for lasers, and all that kind of stuff. Or here, discuss movies, right? Here we are talking about the Titanic, right? Just keep in mind, this is something that only took me half a day to make. Yeah, so my big hope is that I'm giving you some inspiration, some ideas, some motivation to do something like this or something completely different yourself. So maybe some of you says that's pretty cool, but you know, Telegram is very exotic in Korea. I would have loved to use the KakaoTalk APIs, but I'm not sure to what extent they are official. I'm very passionate about APIs. Typically, I wear a shirt that says APIs are eating the world. I think they can do a much better job in making these available and explain how they work. But this could be version 3, right? Maybe someone says, I will use a KakaoTalk API to make this available there. Or maybe someone says, you know, actually, you're giving me a great idea. And people don't want to text, maybe people want to type, right? Maybe someone makes a service like this to help elderly people to get advice or to have someone to talk with, right? So where you would replace the texting with yet another API where you're doing voice to text and then text to voice. I think that would be a great project. Right, so you've seen a couple of examples. As we are coming to the end of the presentation, I just, you know, you have a lot of presentations today, and I'll say it again, it would be so nice to see everybody in person and to have follow-up conversations. Maybe we can do that next year. Let's see how it goes. I thought I put some of the key takeaways in one slide, right? That if you want to have a few bullet points, I think one of them is you see a couple of APIs that the partner companies are presenting. I've seen some really, really interesting ones. A fashion API, for example, right? Quite exciting. You can see from my examples that you don't have to limit yourself to one API. When you are building an app, when you're building a service, you have to think about latency, obviously, but you can connect your app to many APIs, not just one. Right? So leverage as many of them as possible to create a great user experience. Interfaces. So I hope you see from my slides that I'm actually quite passionate about design, about typography and visuals, but I'm a backend developer, right? I do Python, I do APIs. If for some reason you will say, oh, you know, I want to build a mobile app, but I'm really bad at CSS, I'm not good at JavaScript, or I'm very afraid of building native apps. Maybe you have someone on your team who can do that. But why not think about, you could leverage interfaces that people are already familiar with. KakaoTalk, everybody in Korea has it on their phone. And I'm sure there is other apps as well that you can integrate with. And you can save a lot of development cost by simply creating a service that integrates with those familiar user interfaces. And the third and last one is, be fast and iterate. Try not to hide your innovation for 2 months. Try to engage with the community that you build up. Try to get feedback from people who are not familiar with your code. Right? People who give you honest feedback, people who are able to try it out, and then you are able to put this into the production cycles much faster. One last thing that I want to share with you that's also related to AI. This is something that I have done over the holidays, right? Everybody does something different over the Christmas and New Year holiday. I've actually used artificial intelligence as an amplifier for my creativity, and I've created artwork. If you go to this URL, you'll also see the results. So there is various art galleries, and all of this is AI generated. And to me, it's the best example that, you know, payments are important. Obviously, health, you saw that I work in a healthcare company. They're all very important. But sometimes it's also about, you know, the fun things in life, doing something that inspires people, that gives them joy. And it doesn't always have to be about payments or patient data, right? Sometimes we want to do something that's inspiring, or we want to play games, and you can use APIs for this as well. This is the end of my presentation. Do check out some of the resources that I have shared with you. Get in touch. I've given you my LinkedIn handle. My name is quite unique, so you will probably find me easily. And yeah, try it out yourself, right? GPT-3 is available for everyone to use. And there is so many AI services like computer vision and like handwritten text recognition all across. And you would be able to apply this for your services and for the apps that you build. And with this, I wish you best of luck. I wish you great success. I know it's a little difficult sometimes to stay motivated, to stay focused when we can't meet in person, when it's just on Zoom. But I'm hoping really that you will have some ideas after seeing my presentation. And yeah, speak next time. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. 고맙습니다. Thank you very much, Mr. Yul Hichel. As he mentioned, he's quite a unique name, so you can easily find him through the link. Thank you very much for that wonderful presentation, also sharing with us your good insights. Also, we'll think about, you know, how can AI help us today. Wonderful. So lastly, Mr. Liki Lupti Hamja, a lead site reliability engineer of Happy Freshie, who will deliver his presentation on challenging on API governance from developer perspectives. So Mr. Lupti Hamja, hello.
Hi. Hello.
Yes, I can hear you well. Thank you very much. So yes, if you're ready, please start your presentation.
Okay, thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ricky. I'm based on Jakarta, so Indonesia. So yeah, this is morning here. And okay, please wait. Okay, first of all, thank you so much for spending your precious time this morning, everyone. Glad to have the opportunity to share in this session. Thanks to NeverCloud and COSA for hosting and organizing this hackathon. Also for allowing me to share with all of the hackathon participants. You know, hackathons is always my favorite activities as a developers, and it is very exciting. And I think the last time I joined the hackathon is before the pandemics in 2020. So yeah, it is the last 2 years I'm not participate on any hackathons. And I'll also want to congratulate COSA that has established an API marketplace. It's not only great for the API companies as a producers, but also the developers as a consumers, and absolutely for customers. So today I'll talk about the challenges to API governance in a company and how it impact the result or the outcome. So later on, I'll also talk about how the API marketplace will benefit all stakeholders, in this case, the producers, the consumers, and also the customers. So yeah, my name is Ricky. You can call me Ricky. I'm currently working on the site reliability engineer team here at HappyFresh. My experience is primarily in API development, system architecture, and observability. And also my main focus include system design and performance optimizations. That experience and passions bring me to where I am today as an SRE. So for you that haven't heard about HappyFresh before, HappyFresh is the leading groceries delivery apps in Southeast Asia, currently operating in Indonesia, Malaysia, and Thailand. So if you guys from that 3 countries, I think you should try to check it out, the HappyFresh. We are currently available on the Play Store, on App Store, and also in a website. So what I'm doing in HappyFresh as an SRE is to ensure that the reliability and the security of our systems, and we are also managing and governing most of our cloud services, including the APIs. So for those who have not heard about the SRE before, you can search the famous SRE book by Google. It is free and contains a comprehensive explanation of SRE practices, not only the theory, but also containing workbook on implementing it. So the concept of SRE is introduced by Google in the 2000s. SRE has a focus on keeping services and platforms available to customers. So here at HappyFresh, we also own and maintaining our primary API gateway, so that we need to implement, the API governance in a company. So let's start. As a developers, we often see or hear or have experiences on API common issues, right? From lack of documentation to complex integrations, from instability of API design or to inconsistent in response status. So in my opinion, and some research prove that there are 3 common issues on the API. The first one is poor reliability. The second one is security vulnerability. And the third one is inconsistent on the API design. So we will talk about the issue later on. And these issues often leads to, unhappy consumers, in this case, developers. And, it will lead to unhappy customers because every time an API have a poor reliability or having a security vulnerability or, having inconsistent API design, it will impacting the customer behavior, happiness, So in 2010, I think Nielsen Norman Group having a research on a website response time, not only the website response time, but also the overall request response performance. The studies state that a few seconds delay is enough to create an unpleasant user experience. So users are no longer in control, and they are consciously annoyed by waiting for the computer. Thus, user will give up with repeated short delay unless they are highly committed to completing the task. The result, you can quickly lose half of your sales, or simply because your site is a few seconds too slow for each page. So in the research, the standard is the same when the researcher wrote about them in the 1993, based on a 40-year research by human factor pioneers. So the research say that 0.1 seconds gives the feeling of instantaneous response. So every time the API have the performance below the 0.1 second or 100 milliseconds, it's quite good. The second thing is 1 second keeps the user's flow of thought seamless. So every time your API performance is under 1 second, it's considerable as a seamless experience for users. And the third is every time your API hit the 10 seconds, it will make the user's attention gone. So a 10-second delay will often make user leave a site immediately. So when we are developing an API, I think we should consider the performance below 1 second. So another research on security vulnerability, it's held by Gartner in 2017. It states that by 2022, which is this year, API abuses will be the most frequent attack factor resulting in data breaches. Not only for the enterprise web application, but also all the things that containing personal information identifier. The issue is not with the API intrinsically so much as how enterprises must manage APIs to both enable connected customer experience and keep those customers and their data safe. So the challenging is maintaining a no trust environment that recognizes threats could not come from any interactions while also enabling interaction to occur with little frictions. And about the inconsistent API design, I think there is an empirical study on the reliability of the web API document in 2018. They said that almost half of the documentation are somehow unreliable. We have an open API specification, but often we see that both the documentation and the result of the API calls is different. So it will confuse the users or the consumers, and it will lead to the availability and the performance of the API. So today I will talk about some points. What is actually an API governance, and how can API governance mitigate the API issues that I talked earlier? And the third is how, as a producers, we getting started with the API governance programs. And the fourth is there any help that API marketplace can do to support the API governance or mitigate the API issues? So what is API governance? You can search the definition in a web. There were many different definitions of API governance out there. However, the components or the things that are part of API governance remain the same and may evolve in the futures, right? So there is principle and standard of how we design the API and how we create the API specifications, how we observe the API when it is in production or in the runtime, and how we secure the API. And also as a developer, how we manage the API easily, or how we manage the documentation easily by having a developer portals. And then we should have a maintenance and support for the consumers, so that every time there is having a trouble with our API, they can contact us easily, and we can provide the maintenance and the support for the consumers. And also the next thing is delivery methodology. When it comes to API, I think we can't there is a lot of manual tasks that we should automate, and CI/CD come with significant impact on that. And also when we talk about API governance, I think team structure is also important. So by having a different structure or scale the team, it is quite unique for every organization, how we manage the team structure. So yeah, before we get into the API governance detail, I think we should look into the hierarchy of, API design principles. Start with the value propositions, based on the value proposition, which is provide a good user experience for customers. And then provide user frictions, onboarding, helpful API documentation and tutorials, having a sandbox to test or integrate our APIs, and think how about API can best help the users to get the job done. And then extend your API management platform to provide a great user experience. And finally, design the technical API interface under value proposition and user experience constraint. So yeah, when we designing the API, I think we are using the hierarchy of API design principle frequently because it helps us to keep the most crucial aspect in focus, which is the creation of value for our customers. And remember that your value proposition and user experiences are not negotiable. So please adapt your API interface philosophy if needed. And where is the API governance SIP is, it is something that we should prepare in the beginning of the program or in the beginning of development of the API. So in an organization that we have so many API that we should manage, so API governance can help to manage and mitigate the issue that I talked earlier. So how can API governance mitigate the API issues? I think there is a good book about API management that I highly recommend. The title is API Management by Bridges Day. So in the book, Bridges say that API governance provide a policy-driven approach that help to enforce standards and checkpoints throughout the API life cycles. It encompasses not only the API runtime, but also design through the development process. So when we talk about software development lifecycle process, I think there is a famous DevOps diagrams, starting from planning, coding, task building, release, monitor, respond, and learn. The whole DevSecOps life cycle, I think we can integrating the API governance into all the steps in a DevSecOps life cycle. So back to our common issues, the top 3 common issue in an API and how API governance can help or can mitigate the issues. I think we should start with the consumer's pain point, what the consumers feel when it comes to poor reliability. Usually it has a slow API performance. Before I talk about the standard of API, which is ideally should perform below 100 milliseconds. And usually the APIs that, I see some API that take about 20 seconds or 1 minute. So it considered as a slow API. And the second thing is high number of errors. So basically when we try to hit the API, there is returns with the server error or the others errors from the producers. And also often we see that the system of API is down. So that's basically what the common issue on a reliability. So by having API governance, I think we can mitigate the issues. The first one is implementing basic service level objectives. Service level objectives is some threshold that set in an organization to to make sure that happiness of the customer is good. And then the second one is conduct performance tests, something like load tests, stress tests, or maybe chaos engineerings. And then implementing the incident management process. So every time the incident happen or major incident happen, an organization or a company can, implement the incident management process to bring back the system faster. About the security vulnerabilities, I think the consumer pain point is about data leaks or PII leaks, and then prone to threats, something like DDoS or scrapping, etc. And then it will lead to customer trust and business loss. So yeah, that's the main consumer pain point, and how API governance can help by implementing the security standard or reviews, not only the manual process, but also we have or we can integrate it with the CI/CD. And also we can implement the threat protections, rate limiting, web application firewall, and the other tools and processes that can help to secure our production API. And also the last thing is we should do the regular security testing. We can have a penetration testing, or we can have something like bug bounty program or vulnerability disclosure program. And about the inconsistency of API design, I think the producer consistently introduce the breaking changes so that consumers are forced to make a code changes because of the modification to the API design. It happens a lot, so there is no notification to the consumers about the design changes of the API or the changes on the response status code or in a payload. So what API governance can help is perform automated and manual review of API design. So in an internal organization, we can have some like SOP or some steps to manual review or automated review of API design. And also, we should establish API stability contract. And the last thing that we can do is create style guide to encourage consistent API design. So like any new developers, or every time the design is changes, there is a style guide how to structure the API result. So how, if we want to getting started with the API governance program, I think the first thing that we should do is identify the goals. Try to map out your objectives and issues. So as I talked about the common API issues before, and how to overcome that issue, I think start from there, and then doing some plan, explore your API landscape, list down all your current API, and engage with the stakeholders, the tech team, the product team, and any stakeholders. And then try to implement the basic API governance. So propose API governance best practices, starting as start small, and then implement 1 or 2 best practices. And then after the 1 or 2 practices already implemented, I think we can automate that process. So every time we adding some new practices, I think the previous practices already automated. And then the last thing is, and I think this is the most important thing, is to improve with gathering feedback, not only from the fellow developers or internal organization, but also from the users. So yeah, basically we should learn from the experiences. So the last thing is, how can API Marketplace help not only to mitigate the issues, but also helping the API governance process. So in my opinion, I think if we map out to every issue to every common issue of API, let's say we talk about the poor reliability. I think API Marketplace can help with providing dashboard for analytics or quick insight across all API consumed by the users. Let's say I am the users and I purchase an API, and then I get not only the documentation, the integration process, but also the dashboard and analytic in the runtime. And the other things is, I want to having a golden signal dashboard, something like latency, traffic, errors, and saturation. So every time, let's say there is a major incident in our site, we can get back to the list of API that I consume, and then try to see how the API impact the major incidents. And the last thing that I think nice to have is having a status page. So let's say my feature is not working well, and I feel like our current infrastructure is good. We can go to the status page and see how the API going. The next thing is about security vulnerability. I think API Marketplace can help with providing a well-designed evaluation process on security. When the API producer come and sign to the API Marketplace, I think the API Marketplace can having an evaluation process, and I think it's ideally it should automate it. And then something like threat protections, DDoS protections, fraud detection, it is something that API Marketplace can help. And the last is about inconsistent API design. In my opinion, API Marketplace can help with, send announcement to all API users on new functionality or transitioning to a new versions. So the most importantly, if there is breaking changes. And then the API Marketplace can help with validate Open API specification documentation with the actual result from the API. And also, I think API Marketplace can help with support for all types of the API, which is REST, gRPC, GraphQL, and etc. So the summary from the today's session is, we have a top 3 API issue, which is poor reliability, security vulnerability, and inconsistent API design. The second one is implementation of API governance by API producers can help mitigate that issues. And the last one, if the producers decided to go to API Marketplace, I think the role of API Marketplace is significant in providing the secure, reliable, and consistent API design to the consumers. So yeah, there is a quote from the Vice President of United Arab Emirates that good governance is about nothing more or less than creating happiness. It really is that simple. So basically this quote is for political governance, but I think it's related to software in general and specifically for API. So a good API governance, I think it will lead to customer happiness in the end. So basically we are trying to make the consumers happy, and that will lead to make the customer happy. So yeah, I really glad to share in this morning, and then try to implement a basic API governance will help us on mitigate the top issue on the API. I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to share today, and good luck for you guys as a participant of Hackathon. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you very much for sharing with us your profound analysis. Thank you very much, Mr. Rikil Lufti Hamja. Okay, so it surely was a productive session, everyone, wasn't it? Once again, huge thank you to all the speakers and online participants for joining us from the early hours. And now we will conclude our morning session here. Once again, thank you very much for your active participation. And please expect that we have much more in the afternoon session. So from now on, we're going to have a lunch break and we'll be back after an hour. Please enjoy your break. I'll see you soon. Thank you. Okay, so welcome and thank you very much for joining us, the afternoon session of Appetizer and Hackathon Orientation and Web Seminar. So did you enjoy your lunch, everyone? And is everyone online and ready to enjoy our afternoon program? Yes, wonderful. First, please be sure that your camera is on, and also please make sure that your microphone is on mute. Then I'd like to introduce our afternoon session. First session, we will provide you with detailed information about API companies. So we have a total of 10 API companies are ready to give a presentation in this session, both online and offline. So first of all, I am very pleased to introduce Mr. Jun Lee, a team leader of Hashi Scrapper. He is here with us on site. I'd like to invite him onto the stage.
Hello. Good day. We are Hash Scrapper and I'm June. I'm June. I'm product designer in Hash Scrapper. Glad to meet you. It is an honor to meet you as an Appetizer Hackathon API provider for global API marketplace. With the introduction of Hash Scrapper, I will briefly introduce the API we provide in Hackathon. Hash Scrapper was established in April 2018 and is actively engaged in big data collection, analysis, and AI development. We have 210 million data sets, which continue to grow at this moment. We can collect more than 1.5 million data a day, and we operate several servers to quickly collect this much data. In particular, several hyperproxy servers are also used to avoid blocking solution of many websites. Managed web crawling and Transpad are the representative service of Hash Scrapper. First of all, managed web crawling is an all-in-one data solution that provides big data that customers want quickly, accurately, and at a reasonable price. The service is provided through the following process. We select channels and keywords and collect data according to customer requirements. After that, natural language processing processes including spelling tests, sentence separations, morpheme analysis, and entity extractions are performed. And then sentimental analysis is conducted based on AI machine learning, and the accuracy of this analysis is more than 95%. The analyzed data is provided in the format that customers want, such as Excel, API, and database. The service has the advantage of being able to quickly build the desired big data within 3 days and charging only the amount of data collected. Next, Transpad. Transpad, a global social listening service, collects, analyzes web data, and provides a visual dashboard in real time. Transpad is a service developed by predicting customer demand for real time. Social listening service in the data solution market while operating managed web crawling service. In addition, it monitors corporate risk that spread rapidly online, such as the recent KT internet failure and the hygiene issue of the Dunkin' Donut plant, enabling prevention and quick responses. The main functions are VOC list, positive and negative word count, AI automation report, and risk notification functions based on mention, volume, and sentimental flow. These functions and dashboard are customized and customers want. One of the representative customer analysis price information, customer reviews, and Q&A of 200 products, including competitors by channel and categories. At global e-commerce in 4 countries, while another uses VOC and risk monitoring systems for 30 products on 50 social channels in Korea. Each customer uses the service to analyze more than 100,000 data per month, which is equivalent to the effect of conducting an online customer response survey by investing about $1.7 million. If you go to our website, we release the managed web crawling service and TransPad as free credit and sample projects. So we recommend you to experience it. Currently, a total of 80 channels are supported in Korea, as well as globally in the social and commerce channels. Social media such as news, Naver, and Downblog, Cafe, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, more than 30 major communities in Korea, including this Inside, Korean, FM Korea, and many global channels, such as Reddit, LinkedIn, Tumblr, and Discord are also supported. In addition, in the commerce sector, domestic e-commerce such as Coupang, Naver Smart Store, Gmarket, and SSG.com, as well as global e-commerce such as Amazon, Singdong.com, Citylink, and Mercado Libre are also supported. This is the end of HashScraper and service introduction. Next, we will briefly talk about the APIs we provide in this Appetizer Hackathon. The on-demand product information API is an API that collects product information registered on major e-commerce channels in Korea in real time. If you call the product details page with the API as shown on the screen, it returns detailed information such as product name, item number, brand, category, image, price information, option, inventory, information, delivery, country of origin, HTML, JSON, and so on in the research. Sorry. The channels supported by the API are Coupang, Naver Smart Store, Gmarket, Auction, We Make Price, 11th Street, Korea's representative e-commerce channels. And when calling the API, you must enter the URL of the product details page on the support channels. Using this API, you can create and utilize on-demand price information services, real-time price comparison services, and Korea e-commerce survey services. Hackathon monitoring will be conducted with technical advice from big data experts and service advice from TransPad product owner. Once again, we appreciate the opportunity to provide APIs to Hackathon, and we look forward to the various and useful services that Hackathon participants will show using our API. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jun Lee, for your kind introduction and also provide us with your API. Thank you once again. And next, I would like to invite Mr. Yoon Hoon Jang, the COO Omnius. Also, he is here with us on site. Please come forward to the stage.
Thank you for the introduction. Hi, I'm Yoon Jang from Omnius.ai. It's a great honor to introduce our company and products in front of you. Thank you for joining this hackathon, and we are also very excited to join this hackathon as well. This year, we are launching our product in the global market, including Southeast Asia. We are looking forward to see new and different use cases in a new market. So yes, let's start from visual AI. We do visual AI for fashion. As everyone feels these days, visual AI is everywhere. But a few years ago, few tech companies like Google and Amazon were one of the few players who can deal with and apply AI on their business. However, things has changed. More and more e-commerce starting to use AI on their business thanks to easy-to-use AI solutions. It helps them to utilize tons of image data to improve their business and their users' shopping experience. Omnius.ai brings world's most advanced visual AI technologies and sharpens them to meet the demands from e-commerce, fashion entrepreneurs, and people. Using our visual AI, you can handle millions of image data easily and automate working processes, provide hyper-personalized shopping experience, and even more, by analyzing the data over various channels, you can forecast consumers' demand more accurately. Long story short, we do help our clients successfully achieve digital transformation with our visual AI. Those efforts and our outstanding results are recognized by many partners, such as Amazon Web Service, Samsung, NVIDIA, Vogue, and more. Our products, which are developed by our fashion and AI experts, are widely used in fashion and retail enterprises, small and medium businesses, fashion brands, and startups. We provide two products in API. The first product is product tagging automation. It uses visual AI to automatically tag fashion images into approximately 1,000 attributes in various types, like item, color, print, material, sleeve length, neckline, and more. The second solution is Omnius Lens, which contains two solutions. The first is visual recommendations. It detects fashion attributes from the image and finds similar items in your search database. The second one is camera search. This solution will allow you to either take photos from your mobile applications or use any images from social media or e-commerce to detect fashion items and find similar products in your product catalog. Using our products, you can make any image with fashion items into structured data that can use right away. You can reduce overhead to make structured data itself by introducing our tagger. Those fashion expert level of extracted structured data can be used to optimize product search accuracy, filter usefulness, and satisfaction level of recommendation as well. Overall, it improves the shopping experience of your users. Here are some use cases of our products. This mobile fashion platform for Gen Z is a popular platform in South Korea.
They were suffered by poor filter systems. They had 1.8 million products, but their filter was not advanced enough to cover those amounts of products. After using our products, they provide detailed filter for their customers, covering style, detail, material, patterns, and more. After using our product, their users now can find exact products they have been thinking of in their head. The second use case is the application of visual recommendation. This mobile fashion platform wanted to make their users keep searching and browsing by recommending relevant items during their shopping journey. They achieved the goal easily by using our products and get many positive feedbacks and comments from their users about the feature. Camera search solution is the product that many fashion applications and startups have interested in. It detects fashion items from any images and finds similar items from your search database. This mobile fashion platform targeting 25-40 use our camera search to detect fashion items from the user uploaded influencer images and find similar items in various brands and make their users easily buy them. This use case is slightly different from previous one. It is a sports and casual fashion brand popular in Korea. They use our tagger to convert many images from their target social media and e-commerce to make structured data for further analysis. They use those attributes to analyze popularity of each attribute from their target segments and compare them with previous year's popularity and use that information for planning and marketing of next season. I've shown you some of the use cases of our product from our clients to help you understand what our products can do. Or I hope to see amazing new ideas that come to life with our APIs. In coming up with your own idea, please consider taking advantage of our products, but not limited to the use cases I have shown you before. I hope you enjoyed the hackathon, and I'd really appreciate it if you also enjoy using our product. This was Omnius.ai. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zhang, the COO of Omnius. He said that he really hope that you enjoy his company's API. Thank you very much. Okay, let's invite next company, Ms. Haeyeon Kwon, the CEO of Tend to Play. She is here with us as well, so please come forward to the stage. Please welcome her.
Hi, my name is Haeyeon, and I'm CEO of Tend to Play. Tend to Play maximizes players' lifetime value by offering personalized offers to each and every gamer. So even though it is the same game, each user can get different offers based on their playing styles, and we call it persona. Tend to Play identifies users playing persona based on their gaming experience and history, and recommend content and game strategies and items based on their playing persona. So this example shows two different personas within the same game. One is card collector, who enjoys collecting a variety of cards, and the other is explosive growth, who grows quickly based on effective resource use. To card collector, you can say, congratulations, you've been selected as top 5% in card collecting because you have been collecting 42 cards. Your collecting score is 38,938, showing and comparing the user's performance to others within their respective persona category. And recommend the right content and right offer. Say, if you want to get more cards, you can go to the Dungeon of Crystal Skull or buy this package. So with Tend to Play, our customers, game developers, and game publishers saw 8% increase in in-app purchase, twice the conversion rate, and 36% increase in playtime. Our AI technology has been recognized at global gaming conferences, and it is even selected as one of the finalists in Pocket Gamer Mobile Game Awards Best Tools Provider. So after a simple API integration to gather the player's event data, now you are ready to improve the player's experience across 28 plus personas. So first, go to tendtoplay.io website, and you will see Go to Console button. And after registration and login, you will see Tend to Play console. Create a project and API key. So this key will be used for your API calls. So Tend to Play API consists of two classes, TP Stash Event and TP Personalized Offer. TP Stash Event collects game log data, such as joining, opening the random box, getting or using in-game currencies. And you can see the list of event methods at docs.tendtoplay.io. TP Personalized Offer sends the analysis result to the individual gamer. So the parameters such as the analysis period or the amount of currency earned for each individual player and the recommended content or items are all generated by Tend to Play. And you can get the returned data with an API call. Please keep in mind that the offer doesn't have to be message or mail format. This can be an NPC or anything that makes your game experience better. And for more information, please have a look at docs.tendtoplay.io. And lastly, here are some examples of player persona. There are many different types of personas, such as smart and busy, who play the game shorter but level up fast by balancing resources and spending them efficiently. Or free to play with grandiose expectations, who are unwilling to pay in the game but have high expectations of free-to-play content. Again, you can see all the list of persona at docs.tendtoplay.io. We have Tend to Play community, and you can get support from us. Please join our Discord or visit the documentation page. Thank you very much, and good luck on the hackathon.
That's been Tend to Play. Thank you very much. Sounds so interesting. Thank you very much once again for the detailed information about the company. Okay, so moving on to the next company. I would like to meet Mr. Hoon-il Song, the team leader of Wayne Hughes Ventures. So he is here with us online. So Mr. Hoon-il Song, are you here with us?
Yes.
Thank you. Please go ahead.
Okay. Greetings. I'm Neil, Dev Team Director from Wayne Hughes Ventures. First of all, it's a great honor for being here. And at the same time, apologize for not being able to attend the orientation in person due to coronavirus concerns. I really like to say that thank you for your understanding. Now then, let me get started. We, Venice Ventures, was established in May 2019. Now we have over 10 employees and have recently moved our HQ to a new place in Magok, Seoul, Korea. One of the things we are developing is TTV, text to video AI service. Have you ever tried making a video? To make a video, you may think, what should it be? And then you get the resources like images, videos, audios, and subtitles. And finally, edit them all painstakingly. The whole process is not an easy task and requires skills to use professional tools, and it consumes you lots of time. We also have suffered the point, and that's why we are struggling to suggest a solution to it. TTV AI services for those who want to eliminate the hassle of video production. Let's have a look at a glimpse of TTV service. The future of video production. The service takes text as an input for processing natural language. Here's Korean document. Uploading the document, we process NLP and key sentences and keywords are extracted. And then it automatically finds and matches images, videos, and audios with the extracted keywords to create video. High computing power is usually required during video creation. However, we manage to provide fast and stable service by optimizing the process using the serverless services. The result came out. Let's see what the result looks like. We know there are many people around the world who suffer from these issues just like us, especially in this video flooded world. As time goes on, the needs are getting bigger and bigger, and that's why they are supporting us as our clients or investors. And the needs that led us here and our success we have done so far have made us one of Seoul's innovative companies. This is a graph showing our growth since 2019. As you can see from this graph, it has been growing exponentially every year since 2019. The APIs we provide to APPETIZER are part of our efforts video production using REST API only, a professional tool, automatic visualization based on text. Currently, only English and Korean is supported, but we are planning to expand the supporting languages to Vietnamese, Chinese, and Japanese soon. We make something people want via awareness ventures. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Song, for the very detailed information, kind introduction. Thank you very much. I think very wonderful companies are, quite many companies are participating in this event. Once again, thank you. And I am very pleased to introduce the next company. The manager of StepPay, Ms. Serim Lee, is now waiting for the next presentation. So she's also here with us online. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, thank you very much. Please begin your speech.
Thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Salim. I'm a product manager at StepPay. Today, we're very honored to introduce our services. And first of all, thank you for showing your interest in StepPay. As you know, subscription businesses are booming these days and the market is expanding globally. However, it's not easy for companies to do the subscription business. So what they need is a comprehensive and very easy to use subscription solution. And this is where StepPay comes into the picture. So for the next minute, there are a couple of points I'd like to make. We're gonna go over briefly what StepPay offers, and then I'll explain what kind of market challenges are out and how our services can solve the problem. All right, let's get started. StepPay is a recurring billing and subscription management platform. It has everything what companies need in one place. We help businesses to streamline the entire subscription e-commerce workflow. Also, we support companies who want to transition into subscription-based one. Our customers range from individuals, small businesses, and to large companies, including software as a service. I will give you a more clear picture of what StepPay offers. There are 3 points, our business areas. First one is the subscription payment. It is the service that helps businesses automate recurring billing processes and subscription management. You set up any type of product on our StepPay portal and you can configure various pricing billing models. Second, payment integration service. When you do online business, you need to integrate payment gateways that authorize the process payments. With StepPay's API, developers can easily integrate 11 different Korean PGs at once when building their own e-commerce website. For example, Toast, KakaoPay, NicePay, to just to name a few. And lastly, we also support subscription e-commerce solution. It gives our customers a full-fledged website with online shop features. The reason why we're going beyond subscription is because we have experienced that many clients, they didn't have a proper e-commerce shopping experience. So when it comes to subscriptions, their smaller and large customers are facing very concrete challenges out there. Why do many companies use a solution instead of developing on their own? So here are 3 reasons why. First of all, it is very time consuming. Even though you have a lot of developers around you, it takes at least 6 months to develop the subscription, management solution. And second, it is very expensive to build it. It can cost like millions of dollars and it requires lots of resources and high maintenance costs. And lastly, it's a high complexity. As your business grow and scale, you might have to think about adding new functionalities. For example, how are you going to manage if your customer wants to be on a free trial? Or how are you going to do if your customer wants to pay later? There are a lot of complexities involved, and this is just the beginning of it. So there are many more things to consider as for the subscription business. So here are the solution how StepPay, tackle these challenges very effectively. We help companies to streamline all the process. First, companies can save the development time by using our services. They just need to set up their products and pricing plans in just a few clicks. And also we help them to reduce development costs. Instead of investing millions of dollars in developing the solution, they can just pay reasonable monthly solution fee to us. And this is way more feasible and an ideal option. And lastly, they can just take advantage of StepPay service. We update and provide all the features they need when they're doing the subscription businesses. So now let me introduce our services in more detail. With StepPay, it only takes a few clicks to configure your subscription pricing plan. First, you can just select the product type you want to sell. We cover physical products, software, digital content, videos, or anything. Then simply just set up the price and cycle of your plan. After the configuration, you can just use our API and integrate it into your app. Then you can sell billing and also allow your customers to pay with a one-click button, which is very easy and fast. And of course, there are a lot of customization options also, but we here emphasize simplicity. Every business has its own different, I believe there are a lot of different pricing plans from fixed fee to usage-based. We cover almost everything. So let me introduce a very common ones, but there's a lot more out there. First of all, fixed fee basically charges your customers for a fixed amount on a regular basis. This is the most common billing models adopted by most companies, for example, Netflix or YouTube. Examples of the seat-based can be Notion and Slack. You charge for a fixed amount per person or an account. And the usage-based can be seen a lot in SaaS companies too, such as Amazon Web Service. For example, you charge customers based on their data consumption. You check the usage with API and then bill them for the total number of calls at the end of the month. Along with the pricing configuration, you can also add a set of subscription-focused features when you configure your billing models. So like set subscription expiration date, installation fee, first purchase discount, and next payment. If you have those kind of service that has expiration date, you can simply check off the list and add it to your plan. This gives our customers a very powerful tool to boost their business. And remember, everything can be just done in just a few clicks. As an online shop owner, you may want to operate your billings, orders, and everything in just one place. So StepPay provides a centralized product management system on our StepPay portal. And the order management, you can process subscription orders, shipping, stock, and many more. And customers, you can manage, you can add customers' contact and check their order histories. And the customers, service section, merchants can easily manage returns and exchange of orders. And next up, I'd like to introduce another service called the StepShop e-commerce solution. StepShop provides kind of pre-built e-commerce pages such as login page, product list page, product detail, and so on. And even StepShop provides a very standalone your own website. So which means that you don't need to have you don't need to build a website. We have already made it for you. One of the powerful parts of StepShop is that you can add e-commerce functionalities to any web-based platform with a single code, meaning you can change your normal online store into a subscription model. You just copy the embedded code from the shop page and paste it into your website. Then you will see the shop page is embedded very automatically into your website. This feature is very convenient for developers. They don't need to create the pages from scratch. They can just select any pages they want when building a website. And now let's move on to our competitive advantages. StepPay provides additional benefits and conveniences to merchants. This feature allows users to manage their own subscription status from their own accounts. For example, users just cancel or pause their subscription status anytime. They can also change their billing cycle dates or payment due date. If they want to add another product on top, it's also flexible to add it. Of course, merchants can adjust what customers can do or cannot do. And with our businesses, customers sometimes forget to pay. Either it can be intentional or unintentionally. So Stack Covers is another service that providing the recovery solution. For example, when a payment fails, Stack Cover sends out automatic alert messages to users on their mobile devices. They can just pay immediately without login process, and it helps merchants to receive their lost revenue. I would like to say that StepPay is a very rapidly growing company. We have launched our services not very long ago, but as you can see, we have partnered with many great companies such as Naver, SCI, Sandbox, and so on. And our payment gateway side, we are also working together with very relevant providers to give maximum coverage for our customers. And yeah, this all has been put together for our members. You will likely to hear more in the future. So that's it. Thank you for your time, and please let us know if you have any questions on our services and so on. We'd be very happy to work together. Thank you.
Yes, wonderful. Thank you, Ms. Sarin Lee, for your introduction. What a great service your company has. Wonderful. Moving on to the next, Mr. Kilam Park, the CEO of Steepop, is here with us online. Hello.
Hello.
Good. Thank you very much. Please start your introduction.
Hi, I'm Tony, co-founder and CEO of Steepop. Steepop provides a sticker API that you can use to add the sticker feature onto your apps and websites. Today, let me give you a quick introduction of the service and also how to implement the sticker API as well. First of all, what is sticker and why stickers? Stickers are big animated emojis that you can send or messengers like WhatsApp and Zello. They're very fun and engaging to have in a conversation. And also the stickers that we provide are easy to integrate. It can also improve your service design quality up by a big standard, and also provide you with a competitive advantage compared to your competitors. So where can these stickers be integrated? First of all, they can be integrated onto chat, but not only that, they can be also added to the live streaming on top of chat or also on the video screen. And also they can be used as profile images for community features, just like how you can set up your profile image on Netflix. Now, to get started, there is a very simple 3 steps. First of all, visit dashboard.steepup.io to sign up, create an application, and then you will automatically get a unique API key, which you'll be using when developing the API. And then if you move on to the documentation that we provide about the API, you can read the quick start to get a quick overview of what this API is about. And then you can get into certain APIs, such as this one, which is the trending sticker API, to get an introduction guide to how to use this API endpoint, including the request URL parameters and also sample code as well. So by using the APIs that we provide, here are some sample use cases which you can implement to your app. First, you can set up a sticker ranking page where you can get a whole ranking of best stickers in your region so that your users can view the stickers, download them, and start sending them from their keyboards within the chats that you provide in your service. Or you can also implement the sticker search by using the sticker search API with keywords like hello, hi, goodbye, etc. to add some stickers to your chat. Let me help you understand more by quickly going through a demo. So first of all, here's the keyboard that you can build with our API. So you can start sending stickers like this. And then you can also go to the store to download new stickers. We have like stickers like Squid Game. You can download them. So here's a bunch of features that you can build. Also, you can also build a sticker search where you can search for stickers and then send stickers like this one onto the chat. So here are some of the features that we provide. The stickers, we provide about 150,000 stickers. So you will have plenty of stickers for your users. They will be updated automatically on a weekly basis. So you will have plenty of new stickers as well. We also have seasonal stickers like Christmas, Thanksgiving, Ramadan, Diwali, and so on. Also, we can match your app domain. So if you're like an online dating app, you can have specific stickers for that. If you're a friends network service, we can have specific stickers for that as well. And lastly, we provide the technical support. So during the hackathon, if you have any questions, please do feel free to reach us at the tech support at stepup.io for any technical questions. And also you can take a look at the demo that I just showed you by going into the link presented here on the page. Yeah, and here was a quick intro about StepUp, and thank you very much for listening.
Thank you very much, the CEO, for the very wonderful presentation. Also, with great company, StepUp. Okay, I'm so excited to introduce next company. CU Box is here with us. Miss Aliyah from CU Box. She is also online. Hello.
Yes. Hello.
Good. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Greetings to hackathon participants. Wishing you a very happy new year.
Yes.
So we are sorry. So that's it. We're excited to venture with you into 2022 together with you. This is Elia from CU Box Sales Manager. Overall, it's on to represent our Face API. So overview. So this is the contents of the introduction. So overall, the general contents are the face recognition algorithm and face API. So about CU Box, yeah. It has been decades since our company established. CU Box is a biometric solution provider. Our technology is a facial algorithm applied in biometric access control on hardware and softwares. So why is the CU Box? Our strong points are that we have a global top face recognition algorithm as the most implementations and as a AI solution provider and AI field government projects. And the history, I will give you a brief history of the CU Box one. So our history began in 2010, actual case from started 2013 by implementing ABC e-case and Incheon airports. It is an international airport. So we had a platform like Line the line up with airports like IATA partners. Also, so the major accomplishment is that we have the ranking a top about like top 3 globally in face recognition algorithm test. So this was the second result of the face recognition algorithm. So more than one, this one's for us the biggest achievement. So next one is the product lineup and solutions. CU Box product solution consists of self-manufactured, designed devices, walkthrough, case, and our algorithm based on facial recognition. And management system, which is automatically classifies and saves separate data set, face, image, temperature, and access log, and also personal. Next one is the face recognition algorithm. I will give you also a short, quick, brief introduction. So this is the test, which is goes in testing in National Institute of Standards and Technology in globally. It's the face recognition when the test. We submitted second time, we'll rank at top 3. Also mentioned it. So this we separated in 2 categories: identification, focusing on biometric access control application, and investigations. Next one, yeah. So this algorithm face the extraction time scored less than 1 second, proves that among the top 3 globally. Besides, the face mask effect test is also face recognition accuracy with face mask using post-COVID-19 algorithm aimed at quantifying face recognition accuracy for people wearing masks. So next one is about obtaining presentation detection, which is PAD assurance. We also obtained the perfect score at KISA face recognition test, which is Korea Third Security Agency. Our major accomplishments are, I'm sure those achievements lead to major implementation ASEAN Korea Commemorative Summit, like for access control of delegate visitors, also major government complexes from 2016 to the present. Also, as I mentioned, international airport, also Gimpo International Airport. So the main paragraph is about the full API list. So based on documentation through the face API, so it is a code-based face comparison API and face authentication API for multi-factor authentication service. Its function is matching with rate of 2 faces, data images input from security and business areas. Also function of comparing the face data image entered for authentication and API for strong authentication history. So which is registration API is the unique feature point information is extracted to the face image of the target and stored in the server, which is first step is the face. We have to target the face image and crop the face area, and we have to landmark the 5 features of extraction, and the last step is the registration phase that is completing. So the face API one-to-one comparison, each feature point information is that extracted by sending facial images of the 2 comparison targets and determine whether they match. A one-to-one matching API is that by sending facial data images of the 2 targets and determine whether they match. It's similar, but it's searching about the many or whether they match. So authentication device registration API is only approved device or face recognition API accessed by performing pre-registration to use the face API. So in conclusion, I described the overview for how face authentication API can be used in various ways of connections. So I like to say that I hope the API, our face API will helpful for creating many variables application in future. Thank you very much.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for sparing your time. Thank you very much, Ms. Leah. And we have 3 more API companies. Let's meet Mr. Sang-min Lee from ION Communication. He could not make it today, so he sent us a video clip. Let's welcome him.
Hello, I'm Sang-min from WeSign, your perfect electronic signature partner. As you know already about e-signature, it is one of the most useful and efficient technologies that has been developed today. Personally, I have many documents to sign during my remote working due to the pandemic. I can't sign them without WeSign. Before the pandemic, I used to travel around because of my job. I can sign all the documents even if I'm on my business trip thanks to WeSign. So I'm pretty sure that electronic signature technology itself is one of the most helpful invention throughout the history. So let's move on more about WeSign. Signing with WeSign is super easy, just 3 steps. First, create your online documents. Just drag and drop any document files on WeSign and digitize them. Second, send it to the signer online by email, text message, or chatting application with the link that signer can access the online document. Third, signer will sign any PC, laptop, or any smart devices. That's it, easy peasy, right? So what are the benefits of using WeSign? You don't need to print out any documents to sign, just send it online. It'll definitely save your time and cost by over 70 to 80%. Also, all the documents will be stored securely on the cloud. It is very safe, you can trust it. And one last thing, you can contribute to saving the earth by working at the paperless environment. This is the most important thing. So what can you do with Science API? You can connect, integrate, or implement electronic signature features with the third-party softwares, such as ERP, groupware, CRM, and so on. And you can also meet WeSign at KakaoWork, one of the best co-working tools in Korea, so you can try it as well. So this is all about WeSign and the API, and I'm looking forward to meeting you at the hackathon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sang-Min Lee, for your kind introduction. Okay, let's move on to the next, Mr. Wei Chen, the CEO of Give to Pack, through also the video clip. Please welcome him.
Hello, everyone. My name is Archer, founder and CEO of GiftPack. We're an AI-powered corporate gifting service here to digitalize your gift-giving behavior. The holiday season is right around the corner, and I believe everyone got a chance to pick gifts for employees, clients, or friends and family. But we all know this one is super hard because you don't know what to gift and also how to gift. The things in your mind probably gonna be swags, logo marks, or you just don't have time to do the personalization for every of your giftee. Then the time-consuming process, untraceable ROI makes your operation even harder. Currently, COVID and work from home trend that makes people move to the remote, and you have to send to 100 different addresses compared to one, which is called office back to old days. A lot of hurdles right here. Then what about a platform that can make things so easy by finding the perfect match gifts to all of your giftees at scale, from 3 million products to the top 5. And they can simply redeem through text messages and emails, entering their shipping address. Then we take care of the global logistics for you at the same time, anywhere around the world. But not just using the technology to make your operation easier, saving a lot of time, but also with micro interaction and an actual gifting CRM, or first of your life. We collect a lot of things about how much money you spend on Archer, for example, per year, interactions, and where it locates, also about the interest tag of this person. My colleague Iris, he likes playing golf, or he likes pink or blue. All these interest tags can be your weapon in all your following communications to see, well, Archer, you actually know me. And why we're better compared to the traditional gifting market, you're not saving only the time, but also when people can get something they really want, we get 92% satisfaction rate increased. And from a company standpoint, when your employee can go back to their job instead of sitting here packaging and shipping gifts, you save a lot of labor costs at the same time. We're here to build a relation CRM by increasing the impact and the ease of gifting, to retain your workforce, your clients, and of course, your sales conversion, to accelerate the goal achievement for your company. And now, people can simply make an order on GiftPack and we deliver everything to your recipient, which is simple and good, but not enough. So what about we can create a better gifting scenario by integrating with Open API to a lot of CRMs, HR systems, even your own ERP, whenever you are. So people don't need to know or learn what is GiftPack, then they can simply have a super powerful gifting feature embedded into your platform. Makes things easier. You don't need to think about the operation, sourcing the gifts, and just makes everything easy with your gifting tax. And how does the Open API work on our end? For the high-level explanation, GiftPack connects to your HR or ERP system, the CRMs, your web and mobile applications, Zapier integrations, and furthermore. And what you're going to get is an AI-powered gift recommendation to understand what are the interest tag of your recipients, pick the real gifts that be able to deliver with our global logistic network, and of course, the data analysis with so many insights about your giftee, just right in our database. Our Open API is super accessible anywhere with internet, and also you can even test in our dashboard. You don't need to build your own application or environments on your local computer or virtual machine with super beautiful format that can be seen anywhere on the internet. If you're interested in incorporating the powerful gifting services, go to the link.giftpack.ai/Naver Cloud API. And we're here to create a future of gifting. A lot of recognitions that we have here, not only we talk about the things are good, but also the global recognition. In the US, from Forbes 30 Under 30 to Hong Kong Leaders of Innovation Awards, and we're in Korea in Seoul with Kocha and won the top 10 of Global K-Startup Green Challenge in the local market. This year, we're in 500 startups in the US and also accelerating Asia in Singapore. We're super global and the formal business partner with SoftBank on OneShip. The goal we're building here, you can simply imagine when you incorporate this open API into your platform, that can be super powerful by simply type, hey, what is the best gift for Aries? And we'll be able to provide the most accurate gift recommendation without a geo gap, language barrier, even the culture issue in just a second, with a super reliable global database with great products. And I can shop with just one click. I don't even need to know where and how to ship. That really changed the mind when people's thinking about gifting, just go gift pack. That's the vision we're compiling. My name is Archer, founder and CEO of GiftPack. We are here to make the future of gifting. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, we have one last company, API companies, is Doing Lab, and Mr. Hyun-Suk Lee, the Vice President of Doing Lab, will give us more information about the company. So let's take a look.
Hello, my name is Hyun-Suk Lee. I'm very happy to introduce our food range to you. Food range, maybe you can already image our technology. Food range is an AI technology solution. Our solution can recognize food from food image. Okay, let's see details. Did you manage your eating habit? Or did you want to collecting eating habit from the other user? How can you to do that? Still now on, we are using paper to manage eating habit, or text searching method is used, even though the method changed to the detail. This is a layer. Let's think about this. How many foods are eating during a meal? 1 or 2? No, you are eating at least 3 to 5 food at a meal. Imagine writing food name 5 times every meal. It is very complicated and inconvenient for the user. But don't worry, from now on, you can use food range. Food range make you easy to collect eating habit data. Let's see the demo video first. Yeah, food range can recognize several food in one shot. And food range can recognize product also. And food range can recognize famous worldwide food like a sushi. Yeah, this kind of cutlet and udon and beers. Yeah, food range can also recognize snacks. Food range also recognize Korean food. Yeah, side dishes. Yeah, this kind of alcoholic beverages. Food range give you many functionalities. First, we are providing multiple food recognition. Just one picture, that's enough. Second, we are providing worldwide food recognition. Food Range can recognize famous food in the world. Third, we are providing calorie and nutrition values. Fourth, we are providing Android, iOS native SDK. Moreover, you can use our technology over 91% accuracy. Okay, until now, I explained our characteristics. From now on, I explain how to use Food Range solution. Food Range is a cloud solution, so you can use our solution everywhere on the planet. Our technology is a little bit complicated to understand at first, but don't worry, we are providing Food Range SDK. We are providing Android, iOS native SDK. So you don't need to understand complicated API spec, and you don't need to bring any library like a network library to use our functionality. If you don't have enough time to implement, don't worry, we are providing UI SDK. You can save a time because you don't need to implement any UI. We are providing best practice UIs. So just learn the Food Range, that's it. If you want to make your own UI, or you don't need any UI, you can use a non-UI version of SDK. All of things you can find on our GitHub page. You can find install instruction and API reference and sample application also. Please note that if you don't have Food Range application key, you cannot use our Food Range solution. Yes. Okay. Thank you for listening, and good luck to all hackathon participants. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Vice President of Doing Lab, Mr. Hyun-Suk Lee. So that was the last company of API introduction. Thank you very much for your dedication. Okay, so our participant has already decided which API you would like to utilize during the event, during the competition. I believe so. Okay, let's move on and spend some time to learn more about participating teams in this appetizer hackathon. I know that always it is not easy to focus on after the lunch. So we're going to have some time to know each other. So we'll invite the team leader from each team to give a short introduction of their team name, country, affiliation, the reason for participation, or it could be API that they would like to work on and the resolution for the future. We'll give you a 1 minute due to time constraint, okay? So first, I would like to invite Nasi Padang, the team Nasi Padang from Indonesia. Hello, please wave your hand. Hi.
So, hello everyone, we are Nasi Padang team from Indonesia. Currently, we are not affiliated with any organization. With joining this hackathon, we feel challenged while at the same time, we love the opportunity to create and develop new impactful ideas for the society. We also would like to explore and learn more, especially in tech industry related field. In case we win, we want to save the price for the living. And we choose WithSign API as our preferred API. As our determination and goal, we aim to release the application and get support from the government so that the number of donors in Indonesia can increase to help saving people's lives. That's all from our team. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you. Good luck to you. Thank you. Okay, let's move on to Singapore. We have Team Beans. Hello.
Okay, hello. I'm Calista from Team Beans. I'm a final year student studying computer science and business at Nanyang Technological University in Singapore. So I'm an aspiring software developer, and I joined this hackathon as an individual. And the API that I chose was the e-commerce API. Yeah, I'm looking forward to participating in this hackathon. So thank you.
Thank you. Good. You're here individually. Wow. Good luck to you. Thank you. So moving on to the next, Malaysia, the Virtual Travelers, a team name. I like your team name. The Virtual Travelers. Hello.
Hi, everyone. Annyeonghaseyo. I'm Francis from Team Virtual Traveler. We are a team of 4 from Malaysia. Currently, we are all working in diverse industry and can contribute our different skill sets to required to develop and deliver curiosity. The reason we are doing this hackathon is to validate the idea that we had and believe in. Coincidentally, one of the API in this hackathon was a great fit for our idea. Our plan was to use GiftPack AI, as we felt that it's the best fit together with our idea for virtual traveling. We could really related to the concept from GiftPack AI, as it enables us to provide a memorable virtual traveling experience to our curious travelers. We hope that we can strengthen the ideas from all the mentors in this hackathon, and with all the support, we can make this idea a reality. Thank you.
Yes, I'm also looking forward to a great idea. Thank you. Okay, next participating team is called Panther, right? If I have the wrong pronunciation, I'm sorry. Called
that's
Panther.
the correct pronunciation.
Good, thank you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hello everyone. So we are Team Code Panther from Singapore and we're delighted to be joining this hackathon. So our team consists of 4 members and we are currently affiliated with Nanyang Technological University. So we applied as we thought the Omnius API seemed interesting and had the potential to enhance direct transactions in the resale market for various consumer products. We wanted to explore this idea further and test our skills at making something meaningful, so we signed up as a group. So ultimately, we hope to improve the efficiency of direct transactions between reseller and consumer by enabling consumer-to-consumer verification of a product's authenticity before the buyer actually pays for the product. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much for your participation. Okay, next participating team is Rhododendron Oni from Singapore. Is it right? Rhododendron Oni?
Yes, so we're from Rhododendron Oni from Singapore, and our affiliation, I'm from a Temasek Poly. And the reason for joining this hackathon is because I decided to try some of the naval cloud APIs. I like to play around with them. And for my preferred API will be the GiftPack API. It seemed very interesting with what they are doing with revolutionizing shopping. And our goal for this hackathon will be to create a great product with GiftPack API. Thank you.
Thank you. Good. Wonderful. We have quite many participants from Singapore. Next team also from Singapore, DTPK. DTPK from Singapore. Hello.
Okay. Hi, we are DTPK from Singapore. We currently have no affiliation, and we decided to apply for this hackathon because we wanted to learn and try to use all these APIs to develop an app that will help us to diet, because we felt that there's a lot of difficulty in starting off in dieting. So we want to use the Foodlens API to be able to diet. Yeah, and we hope to be able to have an enriching opportunity to participate in this competition. And yeah, okay.
Good. I want to see your face. Please look at the camera. Yes, thank you. Okay, I'm very excited to introduce our next team, also from Singapore, Musketeers, 3 Musketeers from Singapore. I'm just curious about your name. Where did you get the name from?
Okay, so we have 3 group members, so me and another 2, that's why it's 3 Musketeers.
So
okay, so let me introduce myself.
Yes.
Hello everyone. Together with my teammates Ryan and Jason, we are the 3 Musketeers from Nanyang Polytechnic, Singapore. We are in our final year of studies and thought that it would be a great idea to join this competition to boost our portfolios and differentiate ourselves from the competition. Perhaps even create the next big thing. We will be using the Foodlens API by doing lab in hopes of building a healthier society through our diet recommendation app. We aspire to get into the top 8 for this competition. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck to you. Okay. Oh, we have very wonderful teams from Singapore. Remember Me. It's a starting capital R and capital M. Remember Me, right? Hello?
Yeah.
Good.
Hello. Hi, everyone. We are Team Remember Me from Singapore. We are a mix of current students and alumni from SUTD, Singapore University of Technology and Design. We applied for this hackathon in order to have a platform for us to put our skills to the test, as well as push our creativity and innovation to the next level. Furthermore, we want to learn and be inspired by others in Southeast Asia. Our preferred API will be the Qbox Kface API, and our goal for this hackathon is to come up with a solution to make retail memberships quick and easy. That's why our name is Remember Me. So yeah, we also aspire to create something which we are proud of and that everyone will love. So thank you and all the best to everyone.
Okay, all the best. Thank you. That's why you made that name, Remember Me. Okay, yes, very creative already. We have participants from Indonesia. Bad Habits. The name is Bad Habits. Yes.
Hi, we are Bad Habits and we're from Indonesia. We are all undergraduate students from different unis, but we all have the same information system and engineering background. Our reasons for joining this hackathon are we want to gain experience and we want to implement what we learn in unis. Appetizer Hackathon is an amazing opportunity for us to experiment with our ideas. Our preferred API is Foodlands, and our goals are to learn, contribute, and even inspire the future of innovations. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your participation. Okay, our Trace from Malaysia. I'd like to invite him, or Trace.
Everyone, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you well, please.
Okay. So hi, everyone. This is Jensen Lin from Team AR3. I'm a full stack freelance developer from Malaysia. So the main reason I participate in this hackathon is to explore and learn about Korean technology. My preferred API is Omnius Fashion API and Qbox API. So my goal of this hackathon is to use the knowledge I have learned from different industries to solve current community problems and also contribute back to the community. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Good to see you. Okay, moving on to like the name Blanc, Jessica. Blanc from Singapore. Hello.
Hello. Hi, everyone. We are Team Blanc from Singapore, and we are from SMU University. Our reason for applying for this hackathon is because we wanted to challenge ourselves during this holiday break by taking up project from the hackathon to solve real-life problems. Our preferred API is Omnius API, and our primary goal is to help with climate change by using the solution that we have come up with and the APIs provided. We also wish to work with professionals to widen our perspective of the working world. Thank you.
Okay, so you're here to challenge yourself. Good luck to you. Okay, and also I like the name, the team name, the Food Bar Fighter from Singapore. How did you make that name?
Hi everyone, we are Team Food Bar Fighters from Singapore. Our team consists of 3 members from Singapore Management University. We applied for this hackathon as a testing ground for our hypothesis that there exists a common ground between API innovation, excellent business models, and elevating the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. We'll be focusing on the Wayne Hills Ventures text-to-video API to use this API to create a streamlined application for educational institutes and teachers to easily create videos. So do keep a lookout for us, and all the best, everyone. That's all from us.
Okay, everyone, all the best. Wonderful. Thank you. We have participants from Cambodia next. FI
Good afternoon,
Food.
everyone.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, Kevin, please go ahead.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Manai from Team Five Food from Cambodia. We are a group of 4 members majoring in computer science field, and we joined this hackathon to expand our knowledge and network as well on different field and technology, as well as to challenge ourselves and work with like experienced people as well. And our plan is to utilize the Foodland API in order to create a formal application that help people find different culture, like food culture and cuisine. That's it from me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You're the only participant from Cambodia. All the best. Thank you, Calvin. Okay, Go Diet, Team Go Diet, Indonesia. Hello.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm Aldi from Team Go Diet. My team and I are from University of Indonesia, majoring in computer science and information system. from Indonesia, of course, and we're very excited to join this hackathon, and we aim to use the Foodlands API as it fits our idea really well. We hope we can do our best in this hackathon, and good luck for us, good luck for everyone. Thank you.
Thank you. Good to hear you. Okay, moving on to the next, Malaysia, Star Of. The team name is Star Of. Hello.
Hello, I'm David from Team Startup. We are from Malaysia, and for now, we don't have any affiliates with anyone. The reason why we apply this hackathon is to test our own capabilities in applying our skills and also knowledge into the real life application. So preferred API is Foodlands, and we aim to strive for the best in everything that we do. And our goal is simple, that is to achieve the great contribution to the world. That's all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. I like your smile. All right, so we have about like 10 participating teams are left. But if you acknowledge yourself, you can, do something, special things, or you can even, big smile. Okay, even you can sing or dance, or, it's after the lunch. So I expect something new and special, okay? All right, next, Suicide Squad. I remember that it is kind of the name of the film, right? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello. Yes. It's the movie. Because we enjoy the movie, that's why we decided to have that as our team name. Yeah. So actually, we have a team of 4 from Singapore. Our affiliation is Nanyang Technological University. And basically why we join is so we can see how far we can push ourselves to find unique and creative solutions using the APIs. So the API we are using is Foodlands, and our goal is to just be able to create something that is useful and beneficial. Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Next, moving on to the next. Yes. Sandbox. Yes, Sandbox. Singapore. Hello.
Oh wait, I think I'm next.
So
I was
could you
asked in the
introduce
chat
yourself
the
first?
Yeah, hi, I'm Jay. I'm not from Sandbox. The team name is Jay. It's very creative. I'm Jason from the Philippines. I'm an incoming junior at Ateneo de Manila University, and I joined this hackathon as an individual. I wanted to join this hackathon because I would like to see the idea I have in mind become a reality. I believe the organizers and companies providing APIs will be able to help me realize my goals, as well as provide mentorship and guidance along the way, so that I can hopefully create a product that makes a positive impact on the world. My preferred API is StepPay, and my goal for this hackathon is to gain experience and build an initial MVP for the solution I want to create. That's it for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your introduction. So we just with one participating teams, but maybe I'd like to invite later on. Sorry about that. So next we have Jay, right? Okay. So next we have Jay, right?
No, actually, I'm from Team Hood. Yep.
Hood, sorry. Hood, Malaysia.
Yep.
Good.
Okay, hi. I'm Huisan from Team Hood, and I'm from Malaysia. While I've been enjoying South Korean local food both locally and natively, I found myself looking for ways to delve deeper into understanding the food potential of South Koreans. So as a beginner in the technology and food spaces, I value having a diverse learning community so we can all learn from each other. At the moment, I intend to use APIs, including the Foodlands API and the Hash Scraper e-commerce API. And our main goal being to design and to develop a tool to evaluate and monitor food materials distribution. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, so next we have a team, a duo, the duo Singapore.
Hello. You hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Okay. Hi everyone, we're a team of 2, also known as the duo from Singapore, and currently students at Nanyang Poly. The reason we applied for this hackathon is because we want to gain more exposure in this area. Such learning opportunity isn't available in our school practical learning. Since most of our scenario studies are submitted by history statistics, where this hackathon thus allow us to explore from more real-time situation point of time. For API, we'll be using Qbox K-Face API. And our goal is to gauge our level of understanding in the field of big knowledge based on what we have and know what we can do better in order to contribute in the advancement of technology in the future. Thank you, everyone, and all for the best.
Thank you very much. Okay, we have another Singapore participant. Team name is Black. Hello?
Yes,
I'd like to
hello.
invite you. Yes.
Yes, I'm Wes from Team Blake. I am from Singapore and currently studying in Nanyang Polytechnic. The reason why I applied for this hackathon was due to the wide variety of APIs that were offered. I felt that this was a good opportunity to try them out, but the API that I was most interested in was the Tend to Play API. I thought it was interesting to create something that was game related in my coding. For my main goal and determination, it is to be able to create a product that is unique and useful for gamers. I feel that this hackathon is a good chance to try out different ideas and see how far I can go with them. Thank you.
Yes, I hope that will be a great experience and challenge yourself. Thank you. We have our team Fuyo, right? Fuyo from Indonesia. Hello?
Hello, yeah.
Good.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Christian from Team Fuyo from Indonesia. My reason to join this hackathon is I have a passion to build a cool and amazing products to solve the world's problem. Especially in this hackathon, we are given access to many cool APIs that definitely will elevate the quality of the end products. I think this hackathon is the best place for me to keep my mind sharp and up to date with the application of technology in various industries. And my preferred API is Foodlands and Hashscraper, and also StepPay. And my goal for this hackathon will be to build product to disrupt food and beverage industry. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I know it's kind of a long time. We just started this program early in the morning and still, staying with us very end of the program. Thank you very much. Now we have June and Zhang from Singapore. Hello.
Hello, everybody. Nice meeting you guys this afternoon. I'm Daniel from Junenjung, which I incorporated for AI solution development a couple of years ago, which is affiliated to Singapore Management University, Institute IIE. The reason I applied to this hackathon competition is to explore my business opportunity making use of the e-commerce API provided by hackathon. So I love to have a physical mentoring session sooner or later so that I will be armed with tangible knowledge to take advantage of the hackathon API to explore business opportunity between Singapore and Korea market. Thanks again to let me have an opportunity to join this web seminar session today and look forward to learning more about the API rest of the week ahead. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your participations. All right, we have beginner WH from Singapore. Hi.
Yeah, thank you. My name is Zor from Beginner WH. I'm actually a business development professional working in the cybersecurity industry, but I find that the text to video API is pretty interesting. And as a business development professional, I find that there are a lot of use cases within this space for this API. So I wanted to create some applications related to this since I was also previously a developer. Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you. Good to hear you. Thank you. Okay, we have Bineka, Team Bineka from Indonesia. Hello.
Hello everyone. Okay, my name is Joshua Dege and my friend there Samuel. Our team name is Bineka. We are from Indonesia and we are not belong to any company, so we are an independent team. We are interested with this hackathon because there are so many interesting and brilliant API here. So we would like to join this hackathon and give our idea to here using the given API. We are using Foodlands API because we are think that the Foodlands API can really give a big impact to a food industry in a digital platform. So our goal in this hackathon, besides of we want to win, we want our idea can be used and developed by anyone who watch our idea later, because our idea can give a big impact to a food industry and can create job opportunities to everyone. So thank you and good luck for us.
Well, beautiful country. Thank you. Okay, we have a team. I'd like to invite TBG from Singapore. Hello.
Hello, my name is Jeffrey, and I'm from TBG. And I've been invited. I'm just an individual developer, and I have gotten to know about this hackathon via Co-ASEAN. And what I would like to be doing for this hackathon is probably something to do with search. How am I going to search my emails, my WhatsApp, my Telegram, and Line chats? And we'll probably be using the Windhill Ventures text classification API to do a semantic search. So that will be the idea that we'll be doing. Yeah, all the best for everyone as well.
Okay, thank you very much. It's good to hear you. Okay, we have two more. We have Sandbox from Singapore, individual participants,
everyone.
right?
Yes, hello. I'm Yushan from Singapore,
Mhm.
and I'm here to aim to develop cutting-edge natural language learning processing projects and hopefully meet like-minded smart teams as well in this hackathon. I'll be using the text-to-video API, and my end goal is to hopefully make a minimum viable product using the amazing APIs that are provided here. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, we have one last participant to introduce, IFTM Singapore. Hello.
Hi, we are Team IFTM from Singapore, and we are a group of students from Singapore Polytechnic. The reason why we want to join this hackathon is to put what we have learned from school into a real product. Our preferred API is the STI Pop sticker API, and our goal for the hackathon is to utilize our skills and come up with a fruitful product. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah, I could feel your passion and positive energy out there. I heard from our participants. Thank you very much. With that, we'll conclude our fun and viable participating team introduction session. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, our program has almost come to an end. Before we say goodbye to you, please allow me to give a brief information about our program, hackathon program scheduled for about 10 minutes. So it will be held for about 3 weeks, as you know. So I'll give you more information and something that you have to focus on, you have to remember. So please take a closer look at the camera. Please look at the screen. So after the end of today's orientation, all participants shall finalize the API to use during idea development process until January 6th, which is tomorrow, right? So if you have any changes to make on the selection of API in your submissions, please let us know through WhatsApp of our secretariat until tomorrow, 6 p.m. on January 6th. Okay, and next, let me introduce on methods to apply for the mentoring session. After assessing Appetizer Hackathon, please click API Company tab in API Company menu and click the Apply for Mentoring button located at the top right corner of the API company that you wish to receive mentoring from. And then click on the time you desire for the mentoring and complete the application by entering essential information. If you would like to check the information on the booked mentoring session, please click check your info button, enter your email and password, then you can find the Zoom link for the mentoring session. So please refer to the previously provided Appetizer Hackathon manual for detailed information on the application. Okay, next slide. If you desire to change or cancel mentoring schedule due to unavoidable circumstances, please contact our secretariat via WhatsApp. And the final mentoring session schedules will be notified on the website bulletin board at 5 p.m. on January 7th. And now I would like to inform you about the presentation video evaluation. Presentation videos will be evaluated over 2 days from Thursday, January 20th to Friday, January 21st. Therefore, please submit your presentation videos and materials between 9 a.m. on January 17th and 5 p.m. January 18th to the provided Google Drive link. And after presentation video evaluation, the top 8 finalists will deliver the final presentation will be announced individually through emails or WhatsApp after 5 p.m. on January 24th in Korean Standard Time. And next slide. And the final presentation is scheduled on Thursday, January 27th. And only the top 8 teams who received excellent results in the presentation video evaluation proceed to the online real-time final presentation. A total of 20 minutes comprising of a 10-minute presentation and 10 minutes Q&A session will be given per team. All teams who will present on the final presentation may run presentation materials until 1 day before the final presentation. The final for the hackathon program, the award ceremony will take place after the final presentation. So we'd like to request all participating teams to attend the final presentation and award ceremony. A grand prize of about 5,000 US dollars will be awarded to the champion of the hackathon. A prize about 3,000 US dollars will be awarded to final runner-ups, and a prize of about 1,000 US dollars will be awarded to 5 second runner-ups. And a prize of about 500 US dollars will be given to all participating teams who did not win any awards. But in order to get participation prizes, you must attend orientation and web seminar and final presentation and award ceremony and submit your presentation video. Lastly, please let me inform you about another surprise event, the vlog event. Well, take a real look about the development progress and upload video to the Google Drive link provided by our secretariat, and various Apple products will be given to 3 best vlogs. So we look forward to your active participation. Please win Apple products. For your information, all prizes will be delivered after the completion of the hackathon in February 2022. And the detail of the surprise event is also posted on the notice in our website for your reference. And should you have any other inquiries and questions, please contact us at our email or WhatsApps. Okay, so this is all about our program for 3 weeks. Just don't forget that you just actively participate and win some prizes. Also, I look forward to your great results. All right. So all participants, this is ends of our program for today. All sessions of Appetizer Hackathon, orientation, and web seminar are now completed. Thank you very much. And don't forget that please utilize various APIs for the next 3 weeks to create wonderful ideas that we hope you will get amazing results. Thank you very much for joining us for a long time today. And I hope that I wish you all the best and good luck. And I'm looking forward to seeing you once again on the last day of the event. I am Kim Byung-mi. Good luck, everyone. Thank you.